All right. Is this thing working? Never know if it's going to work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it worked. Ah, it's been a week, guys. I'm not sure we get the high intensity stream that you guys are used to tonight. I am still dragging from last weekend. But we'll talk more about that soon. Mr. Kraus, good to see you, buddy. Happy Friday. To see Tony B, welcome aboard. Malone, welcome aboard. Holds Worthy, welcome aboard. Dono Scar, we'll go with Dono Scar. Good to see you, man. Mr. Chow, welcome aboard. iDev Joe, good to see you. Microsoft Gamer, welcome aboard. Apache X2, welcome aboard. I saw Chevy in here. Mr. Cranky, good to see you guys. Starman to Fly, welcome aboard. FSX2 Games, welcome aboard. Aussie Benny H, welcome aboard. Happy Friday, sir. Frank T, good to see you, buddy. Tech Claw, Parallax 4D. Azizi126, welcome aboard. Captain Tony Stark, good to see you, man. Rob KBTL, my buddy, good to see you, Rob. It's good to meet you guys on Saturday, Sunday. Good to meet you guys this weekend. Ernie the Cat, welcome aboard. Flying Tail Dragger, welcome aboard, sir. Oh, Aussie Benny H weekend was good. We're definitely going to talk about that some more. YQR Ninja, happy Friday. X-Plane Junkie, happy Friday. Miles Ahead, happy Friday, sir. Ah, Miles 419's changed his name. All right, man. Well, good to see you, buddy. Brown Bag Code, welcome aboard. Black VQR, happy Friday. Fugo, welcome aboard. Fuego 275, good to see you, man. Malone 192, it has been a while, buddy. Good to see you, buddy. AJ Bugman, welcome aboard. Leo the Pilot, happy Friday. Dr. Trenchcoat, welcome aboard. Z Nielsen 98, good to see you. Jay Barone, Uberbot, welcome aboard, Mr. Uberbot. Good to see all you guys here. Matt 747, happy Friday to you, sir. Is it buffering for you guys? Yeah. It keeps buffering. Well, I can make some changes here. Hang on, the stream's going to go down for just a second, guys. Because I'm going to make a change to see if I can get Twitch to stop buffering. This is why we do this little pre-stream bit, just to make sure things are going to work. Because they don't always. Yeah. Just a second, guys. Gonna reboot the stream here on Twitch. We'll be right back. All right, let's see if this thing comes back. All right, let's see if that works any better for us. I think we're back now. I see myself again. Oh, man. It was doing on Valdude's stream earlier, too. I changed the ingest server, and I lowered the bit rate, so we'll see how that works out. Wayne Taylor, good to see you, man. Flying Tail Dragger, welcome aboard, Justin. Captain McGee, welcome aboard. Captain P3D, good to see you, man. Happy Friday. This is the end song and the beginning song, Mike's Buster. We do it both ways. I like this song. Jonathan Cordova, good to see you, man. Drama Tech 300, haven't seen you for a while, buddy. Good to see you. We'll talk about that Drama Tech in a little bit. I've only been doing 720 to Twitch, but we'll talk about it over on YouTube, about the YouTube stuff here in a bit. Remind me later. We'll talk about the bitrate stuff. We're still it's a work in progress. Did I get the message on Steam? Probably not. I don't always get messages on Steam. Long Lost Gamer Team, welcome aboard. Mick Shiggity Pilot checking in. Good to see you, buddy. Mr. Dear Q DQ2U. Yeah, hopefully it's a little better now. always good to have you, man. Donk Elvis, love the name, man. Welcome aboard. Swanee39, welcome aboard. Noah Holland, welcome aboard. The Liraki, welcome aboard. X-Pilot P, welcome aboard. Wireline, good to see you, man. Wireline says, this is my kind of plane. Wireline's all about the plane. Mr. John Krause is all about this plane. I'm kind of excited, man. I was... Yeah, we'll talk about planes here in a second. Airplane Man 321, good to see you. Black Blackburn Agnish, welcome aboard, man. Happy Friday to you. The Blue Sky, good to see you, man. Chris W. Lane, welcome aboard. Three black, God, you guys know your names tonight. 3 Black ATS Music, welcome aboard. Happy Friday to you as well, Mr. Brown. JPJ. I think it's JPJ is how we say that one. You got to remind me on that if I say that wrong. Good to see you, man. Welcome aboard. Land742, welcome aboard. House Raider, welcome aboard. Happy Friday to you, sir. Wayne Taylor, always, man. Always. Hello, everybody. Welcome aboard. Happy Friday. It's good to see you. We're drinking water tonight. It's been one of those weeks. Yeah, it's been a week. It's been a busy week, and I'm still catching up. I'm still kind of catching up from last week, so we'll talk a little bit more about last week and some of the chaos and whatnot that went around there, but I'm excited to be here tonight. I was going to fly the Quest Kodiak. I was going to fly Dan Clow's new plane tonight, and I loaded it up once, and I started messing around with it. I was trying to start the plane. It wouldn't start. I got real pissed off at it. I tried to reload the sim. Still wouldn't start. And the long story short on that one is that I forgot to turn the fuel tanks on. So once I figured out that I needed to turn the fuel tanks on, I reloaded the plane again, and then it wouldn't load. Like it would pop in, black screen, nothing. And then it ended up being the same deal. I reinstalled the plane, brand new set of preferences and everything. I tried to load the plane back in, and it still wouldn't load. So I was hoping to fly the Kodiak tonight, but I have my backup plan. I've been wanting to fly this one again for a while. This is the Cherokee 140 by V-Flight Air. And I'm a huge fan of V-Flight Air stuff. So unfortunately, a couple of weeks ago, we were flying their Cirrus, and we were having some issues with it, like it was crashing. So I'm hoping we don't see that with this plane. But I know the Cherokee is always goes over super well. So it'll be exciting to fly this thing around. Was there a World War II plane with a similar name? I don't know. I do not know. JP is good. All right, we'll go with that, Mr. JP. Do I have a real pilot's license? No, I do not. I have 0.9 hours logged in an airplane, and I've flown in a private plane probably, I don't know, like 10 hours or so at this point. But yeah, it was good. It's good. We'll get a license one of these days. It's still buffering, isn't it? If it's buffering on Twitch, just go to YouTube and watch it. It'll be a few more seconds behind, but you can watch on YouTube and talk on Twitch because Twitch is apparently having issues tonight, which is too bad. Anyway. Yeah, it's still doing its thing. And I don't know why, because like YouTube is doing 110% just fine, and it's broadcasting at much higher quality. Much higher quality. So, whatever. Twitch is doing twitchy things. Do I have a real house? Yes, I do have a real house. Okay. Let's see if we can make this thing work. I don't think YouTube is having these issues. In fact, YouTube seems to be just fine. Or is it? Hang on. Nothing is happening on YouTube. Maybe it's all broken. Maybe literally everything is broken tonight. Nope, YouTube is still going. Twitch is doing Twitch things. It's a sign, man. Every sign is pointing at it's freezing on YouTube. Playing but freezing. Okay. There's some people are saying YouTube is fine. Some people are saying YouTube is buffering. So we have to figure this out before we can continue forward. Because if the stream don't want to work, there's no reason to do the stream. YouTube's doing all sorts of transcoding stuff on my stuff too, making it not look great. And I could go to the old way of streaming and see if that does any better. But that shouldn't be an issue. There, guys. CPU is good. Network is doing network things. Should be okay. Sort of skipping. Looks okay on YouTube. YouTube is fine. Okay, fine. We'll assume that YouTube is fine. If you're having problems tonight, go watch it on YouTube instead of Twitch. Anyway, we're gonna be the V-Flight Air Piper Cherokee 140. Judging by the view counts, this is not going to be a popular plane tonight, but that's okay. I don't really care. I'm going to have a good time. We have the couple more PilotEdge cat ratings we're going to work through. My hope is to get at least 2, if not 3 of them done tonight. I think we should be able to do that. So the first one's going to be the Cat 8 rating. The Cat 8 rating is going to have us flying between 2 Class C airports, Santa Barbara down to Burbank. After that, we're going to do the Cat 9 rating. The Cat 9 rating will have us flying, utilizing flyways under Los Angeles Class B airspace from Burbank down to Fullerton. And then if we get that far, we'll go do the the Class B transitions, flying the Cat 10. Cat 10 is kind of equivalent to the old V3 rating, if you've seen that. So yeah, without further ado, let's do this thing. So the first flight's going to have us flying Santa Barbara down to Burbank, I should say, and we're going to fly along the coastline here. We'll just go here, and then we'll fly on down, and we're going to look for Oxnard. Once we get to Oxnard, we're going to basically bang a left turn east-ish, and start flying over the valley here, and heading towards Van Nuys. We're going to look for Van Nuys, and then once we get a little closer there, we'll plan on starting our descent and all that, and come into Burbank. So should be a relatively easy flight. Flight time is probably going to be about an hour or so, and we're going westbound. So we're going to plan for, I don't know, let's say 5,500 feet. Get ourselves high enough that we can, that we can enjoy some of that orthophoto stuff, but not so high that playing the buffering on the connection. Well, I'm buffering as well. Like, my stuff is definitely buffering too, so it is what it is. Brown Bag Code, welcome aboard. Good to see you. And yeah, did I miss anybody? Piper 5299 X-Ray. Good to see you, man. Have I ever noticed the elevator trim is way too sensitive? I don't think I've paid attention to that. I think I paid attention to it, so yeah. Anyway, this is the Piper Cherokee by V-Flight Air. Let me get some sounds going up here, and we're basically just going to get ourselves out of here. Like, we're doing we're flying VFR, doing the cat ratings. Oh no, payload weight. Let's just go ahead and max out the fuel, add a couple people in here, and yeah, just doing some cat ratings tonight. So it's going to be pretty low key, pretty chill. The goal is to head out to the runway and go fly an airplane, and we're not going to do so going very fast. I imagine I think our airspeed is only going to be like 100, maybe 110 knots if we're lucky. But yeah, Cherokee, there's nothing to it. We'll make sure the throttle is out, which it is. Where's the mixture on this guy? Mixture is right here. So mixture's full lean. That's good. Let's go ahead and turn on the master switch. Strobe. I think there's no beacon on here, so navigation instrument lights, we'll just turn them on and not bright. Landing lights off. Oh, there's the beacon. We'll leave the strobe off then. Pitot heat can stay off. Fuel pump can come on. 1, 2, 3. Prime that sucker up. And let's get this thing started. Is our parking... Does this thing have... There's the parking brake. Pull that sucker out there. So, if we're lucky, we'll get this on the first try. But I don't think we're lucky. Oh, you know what? It has a magneto switch and it has a starter. Yes, that's right. Okay. So the magnetos are on both, and we'll go ahead and hit the starter switch here. I'm going to go mixture full. Actually, you know what? Let's bind the mixture to a key. Because we're flying GA, and we should bind the mixture to a key, damn it. Okay. Crack the throttle about 1/4 inch. And start engaging the starter. We'll give it a couple, about three rotations here, and then we'll start adding fuel to the mix. Get ourselves some RPMs here. Start to get her warmed up a little bit. 1700 looks pretty good to me. I don't actually know the proper procedure for flying this thing. Just that if I do things happen. So we'll get the thing started up there. She's real loud on the outside. I know that. You can... Okay. Get rid of the warnings. I want the wheel fairings because they look pretty sweet. Yeah, they do. Wheel chocks, get rid of. Camel plugs, yep. Okay, nose gear steers. Yeah, okay, get rid of all that stuff. We're good there. Okay, so we'll let this thing start to get warmed up. Let's go to standby here. 1, 2, whoops, nope. 200. And let's grab the weather for Santa Barbara. We could use the real ATIS if we really wanted to. I could use the real ATIS, I could use the fake ATIS, or I could just look at the weather up and tell them what I have. And that's what we're going to do. We are Cherokee 717 Tango Sierra. And we're going to be VFR with advisories to Burbank. If we look at the weather here, current weather conditions for Santa Barbara. Winds are calm, 10-mile visibility, clear skies, 25 Celsius, altimeter's 3002. And on our way out there, we're going to look for advisories. And this will be for the Cat 8. This will be for the Cat 8. Okay. Let me know how the YouTube stuff works, guys, because they're doing some funky transcoding thing on me right now too. And I think it's because I'm only broadcasting at 48 frames a second. I may end up pushing that back to 1080 at some point too, but we'll have to see what we can get away with. Anyway, okay, so let's go to Santa Barbara, and we'll turn. Yeah, I don't need geo-referencing. Clearance delivery here is 132.9er. So 32.9er. And we should start hearing folks pretty quickly.
And that was clearance code 1. Just wanted to verify whether our clearance from about half an hour ago is still active.
Okay. Your clearance would still be active from a half an hour ago. No reason to think that it wouldn't be. Okay, he asked a question, didn't get a response.
Colt 1 affirmative.
Okay, there he got a response.
And there's clearance and Colt 1 would like to taxi to the active.
Colt 1. Pakabor, good to see you, man. Welcome aboard.
Colt 1,
Pato Lynn, welcome aboard. We'll be 11. Happy Friday, sir. Good to see you. Wayne Taylor says he got cheated. I don't know what to tell you there. No problems with the Twitch feed, says Snatso Mobile. That's good, man. At least it works for somebody. All right, let's call up Santa Barbara, and we'll get out of here. What are we? We're Cherokee. Okay, so we're Cherokee 717 Tango Sierra. We're P28A. We're looking for a VFR departure with advisories to Burbank, and we have the weather. Okay. Always got to think about what you're going to say, especially when, like,
Riverside,
my brain's super fuzzy right now because this week's been interesting.
With information, Lima.
A lot of stuff going on. Uh-oh. Why's our oil temp high?
Straight out for and flight following over to John.
Oil temp is through the damn roof. Maybe our engine's properly warmed up at this point.
Number 4981 Charlie Riverside.
I'm not even sure if that oil temp works.
You said advisory say aircraft type again and request cruise altitude.
No,
Beechcraft Bonanza Slant Alpha 2500 and the advisories over to John Wayne Airport.
Yep. Okay. Yep. As soon as he's done, we'll be next. Try DCS for PilotEdge. Laptop 903, good to see you, man. Function 86, welcome aboard. Laptop 903, I have not tried DCS for PilotEdge yet. I think we're going to try that. I'm going to jump into that this weekend. I've been otherwise occupied lately with other stuff. Just haven't had a chance to jump in with the guys. J-Ball003, good to see you. Yeah, I was kind of revving the shit out of it, wasn't I? I don't know. How high am I supposed to go? Like 1,500, 1,200?
In Burbank Tower, Bonanza 6233 Golf. I just passed.
I don't know. That's why we turn failures off, because I don't actually know how to fly a plane.
6233 Golf.
1,000 RPMs, they say.
Wind 2207, runway 8, clear to land.
Okay.
Runway 8, clear to land. 3 Golf.
1,000 RPMs, we'll go with that.
Los Angeles clearance delivery.
Bob Rasha 1, good to see you, man.
IFR
Pilot Don says cow flaps closed. Oh yeah, right, cow flaps. They do things. Where are the cow flaps? That's the park brake.
Southwest 2034 Los Angeles clearance.
That's
Clear to
the
San Francisco
carb heat.
International Airport.
Doesn't
Ventura
have
7
cow
departure.
it has to have cow flaps, right?
Filed. Columbia
We got our cigar lighter.
5000. Expect flight level 3601.
How freaking baller is it to have a damn
departure frequency 125.2, squawk 267.
how baller is it to have a cigar lighter in your plane? Where are the cowl flaps,
Cherokee,
though?
San Francisco International.
No cowl flaps in Cherokee. Okay.
Transition, then it's fouled. Climb VD6 at maintain 5,000. Spec level 36010 after.
Okay, we should be up next once this dude's done talking.
And squawking 2675 for
Let me get my turn in.
Then correction, Southwest 2034, read back correct.
Santa Barbara clearance, Cherokee 717 Tango Sierra is a P28A slant Golf, and we are looking for VFR departure with advisories to Burbank for the Cat 8.
Scout 11, Indian Springs Tower.
Indian
Left
Springs.
push-up
Oh yeah,
for
that's DCS
report
folks.
Time, runway 26. Cleared,
DCS people be doing DCS
for
things.
takeoff. Report midfield each time.
Runway 26 clear for takeoff. Scout 11.
That's Mike.
Colt 1 ready to go
Rush.
free left.
Our resident Airbus pilot. When is X-Plane 11 released? I don't know when they release it. They haven't given us a date. Joer is 182. Good to see him, man. I don't think she heard me.
Riverside Tower, Bonanza 491, Charlie, hold short 27.
Life's eternal struggle.
Colt 1.
Did she or did she not
Ellis
hear my
Tower.
request?
Change the departure, runway 3 left, clear for takeoff.
The struggle is real tonight. Durka, it's good to see you, Brendan. Welcome aboard, my friend. I'm doing pretty well. We're just trying to get some clearance so we can blast out of here VFR.
I didn't realize I set the weather so low.
Cherokee pilots only smoke wine-tipped Colts. All right.
Roger, contact signal approach 134.2.
Smoking a cigar in your airplane. That's pretty. That's pretty good move right there. Okay. Let's try calling her up again. Santa Barbara clearance. Cherokee 717 Tango Sierra is a Cherokee Piper P28A. We're looking for a VFR clearance for VFR departure with advisories to Burbank, and this will be for the Cat 8. And that's the worst radio call I'm going to make all night, probably.
For 717 Tango Sierra, Santa Barbara clearance. Say requested cruise altitude.
Planning 5,500, 717 Tango Sierra. 5,500.
Number 7 Tango Sierra on departure, flight runway heading, maintain VFR out of below 1,500 till it's advised. Departure frequency 120.55, squawk 5153.
On departure, runway heading, VFR at or below 1,500, 120.55 and 5153 for Cherokee 717 Tango Sierra.
Riverside Tower, Bonanza 491, Charlie, short
I'm assuming that was
27.
good. Our temp is still spiked.
For A1 Charlotte,
I think we burned the engine up there.
Charlie Riverside Tower, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
It's all good.
Clear for takeoff.
3002 on the altimeter. 3002's right there. Ish. Kinda.
Fullerton Tower, Cessna 767, Charlie Lima, holding short at 24 Bravo and ready for departure.
Let's go ahead and... Well, we'll just go ahead and get our taxi out there. We'll do our run-up and all that good stuff, too, once we get out there. Make sure my pedals are working. Okay.
That's the last call, I say, Cal.
Ground's 121.7.
Fullerton Tower, Cessna 767, Charlie Lima, holding short at 24 at Bravo and ready for departure.
There's
Pop that up
767
there.
Charlie Lima, Fullerton Tower.
This is one of the few
runway
cases where it's
24,
actually
clear for takeoff.
easier to use the scroll wheel.
Clear for takeoff.
121.7, and then tower is going to be 119.7.
Indian Springs Tower, Scout 11, midfield left downwind, runway 26 for the option.
Mr. Rushworth, he's a good dude. I'm going to turn him down a little bit. Have to brew tomorrow, early start. All right, man.
Scout 11, runway 26, clear for the option.
I got to do. I'm doing a lot of.
Runway 26, Scout 11.
I'm doing a lot of work with my homemade wine tomorrow. So I feel your pain there. Pitot heat pump can stay off.
Departure for
Nav lights are on. Let's go. Where's my?
And no departure.
I guess landing light's gonna come on because there's no taxi lights. All right, let's get out of here. Should be using track IR, but I'm not.
Retard.
Oh boy.
San Francisco.
Tech Claw, have a beer, wine, and me. Enjoy your flight. Well, thank you, Tech Claw. Appreciate the beer, sir. I only have water tonight. I'm a little parched, and I'm staying off the booze this evening. It's been a week, so. But I appreciate the tip, man. You gotta tell me what kind of beer to get, though, man. Like, what part of the country you're from, or what part of the world you're from, and what's good. What can I find here in the U.S.? All right. Santa Barbara Ground, Cherokee 717 Tango Sierra is parked to the, up the northeast side. We've got the weather, and we're ready for taxi. Uh-huh.
Door 717 Tango Sierra, Santa Barbara Grounds, runway 25, text via Charlie Juliet.
25 via Charlie Juliet, Cherokee 717 Tango Sierra. All right, this is Juliet right here in front of us. We'll just head up down to the hold short line. Do something resembling a run up.
Skag 7 Charlie Lima, contact SoCal departure.
Going to departure, 7 Charlie Lima.
Probably just could have done a run up back at the ramp if we really wanted to, but hey, whatever.
Alright, calling for clearance A again.
Is this Piper heavy on the FPS? How do you rate the flight dynamics? Anil, good to see you, man. Welcome aboard. J-Bob, we're on PilotEdge. This Piper is actually very, very, very easy on the FPS.
691.
The brakes are a little twitchy. As far as flight dynamics, couldn't tell you, man. I'm not a pilot, so I don't usually rate the flight dynamics, but it's very, very, very easy on the frames. Like I'm running 60 right now, no problem. Much to learn I have. Hello from London. It's late here. There for your stream. Great job, by the way. Well, thanks for joining me, man.
Okay, we'll clear the
happy Friday to you, or well, happy Saturday to you, man.
7 departure, same marks transition. Cleared up 7,000. Expect 10,000.
Short 25. We'll put tower up there. Departure's 120.55. We'll park here. Set the parking brake.
KLM 691. Read back correct.
The parking brake was set, and we were still moving. That's a bit worrying. Maybe that's why it felt so twitchy. 2055. 55, and if we were going to do a run up, we'd do something like, I don't know, put the throttle forward to, let's say 2,000. Nope, we're moving. Still moving.
KLM 691. Did you say 7,000 initially or 5,000?
Okay. And we'd want to go to mag left and look for a drop. Drop has been observed. Back to both. Back to right. We got the drop. Instruments in, well, oil temp is still kind of foobar, but that's okay. Vacuum's doing vacuum things. All right. Check all of our control surfaces. Well, we can't see the back one, but we'll assume that it's working. Go 1 notch of flaps, and turn on the strobe. And let's get out of here. I think we're gonna have to change time of day here by the time we get to Burbank, but that's all right. Santa Barbara Tower, Cherokee 717 Tango Sierra, holding short 25. My heading is 256. 256 right there. Are we on Burbank Tower? Or Santa Barbara Tower? Did I say Burbank or Santa Barbara? Dude, I'm losing my mind today.
Indian Springs Tower, Scout 11, midfield left downwind, runway 26 for the option.
What was from Santa Barbara?
Santa Barbara Tower, Cherokee 717 Tango Sierra, holding short 25.
But it's a 717 Tango Sierra, Santa Barbara Tower. Wind calm, runway 25, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 25, 717 Tango Sierra. Alright, so we're clear, runway heading up to 1,500 feet. Check to the left, looks good. Check to the right, looks good there too.
Indian Springs Tower, Scout 11 on the
somebody down there
for the option, runway 26.
Assume we okay. Need to squawk altitude. I should have squawked altitude when I left, but oops. Probably she didn't yell at me for that.
Scout 11, runway 26, clear for the option.
I forgot to do
Clear for
mixtures
the option,
full.
runway 26.
Alright, lights, camera, action. Let's go. And instruments in the green, with the exception of that oil pressure that's doing weird things. I don't actually know what our climb out speed is. Obviously, it's faster than that. Alright, safely up. Bring our flaps in. Feels like we're a bit heavy. Chico Metal, welcome aboard. Happy Friday to you as well. J10GB, good to see you, man. it's all about for a Line and Kugel Snowdrift Vanilla Porter release. That sounds kind of good. Alright, she's going to tell me to... Either she's going to ask me for my altitude?
7 Tango Sierra, radar contact departure.
Departure, 7 Tango Sierra. 20.55. Santa Barbara departure, Cherokee 717 Tango Sierra is climbing through 800.
There's a 7 Tango Sierra, Santa Barbara departure, cancel altitude restriction.
7 Tango Sierra.
Alright,
so we're no longer restricted on the altitude, so we'll get ourselves a climb here, start heading for 1,500, or 5,500 feet, I should say. We're still on the runway heading restriction, however. FSX pilot, good to see you, man. We'll have a good night.
Yeah, I did get a little busy there. Thanks for his patience.
Where in Jersey do I live? I'm not in Jersey.
Are you,
unless you're talking to somebody else.
The Bravo corridor?
Obviously, it's faster than 80 knots. Yeah, after I hear the stall horn, immediately after lifting off. Like, oh, maybe I should go just a little quicker than that. Alright, if we were to do an after takeoff, we would want to make sure everything's in the green. We're looking down. We got flaps in.
North 33 Golf, turn right, heading 060.
Just got a little bit off my nose there.
You are 2.5 miles from Silex. Maintain 4,000 until established localizer, clear ILS, runway 8.
Just leave our lights and all that stuff on. Probably should have turned a fuel pump on, too, on that takeoff, but hey, whatever. We're still waiting for...
7 Tango Sierra, resume navigation.
Oh, nav, 7 Tango Sierra. Alright, so we're going to make a big sweeping right turn here. We'll head towards the mountains. Try to actually... something resembling a coordinated turn. If I'm going to fly VFR, I may as well pretend like I almost know what I'm doing. Big sweeping turn here. Just keep on... basically turn all the way around here, climb over top the airfield. And we're going to head down the coast here towards Oxnard. Alright. There we go. Point ourselves like that. Nose came up a little bit on that. Trim her back down. Try to keep, I don't know, 70, 80 knots looks good to me. I have no idea what to climb at. There's probably a thing over here that tells me what to climb at, right? Rotate was at 60 knots. We weren't too far off on that. I must just pull back too much. I think VY is what I'm looking for, right? You guys would know. You're the smart ones. Oil temp. Oh, oil temp is coming down. Okay, so we did fry the engine. Oh man, that's a good start to the night right there. We're just gonna keep on rental power here for the climb. Climbing through 3,000 feet, heading for 5,000 to 500 feet. J-Ball, good to see you, man. Atomic Frog, welcome aboard. Good to see you, buddy. It does sound like she's got a cold. I hope she's feeling well. It's no fun to be sick. My wife's been sick all week. Mackington, welcome aboard. 70 to 80 knots in the climb. Okay, we're doing 80 knots, so we good. The good and the bad thing about flying one of these planes is that everybody and their mother has flown one of these things, so like everybody can tell me what I'm doing wrong, which is both good and bad, right? The plane needs a new thermostat. Yeah, probably.
You mean bracket?
I don't know. We just fried the engine. It's no big deal. Once we get up here a little higher, we'll switch over to the right tank too. Make sure we don't die. Not really too worried about it because, you know, being a sim and all.
Addons 33 Golf, contact Burberry Tower 118.7.
So we're going to follow the coast and this road right here. Take that down, down. Does this thing have... it has autopilot servos. I don't know to what extent it does autopilot things. Probably has a wing leveler. Autopilot... oh, it has... FD, Flight Director Service. Huh? Oh, here's the autopilot. Okay. Heading mode. That way I don't have to sit here and try to trim this thing out like crazy. And there is no dial and altitude here, so we'll have to capture it ourselves. Yeah, I'll have to capture that ourselves on the way up there, but that's okay. Got 1,000 feet to go till we hit the altitude we're looking for. I use the autopilot, otherwise I gotta sit here and trim this thing like crazy for the whole flight. You know, guys like Keith and whatnot are real good at it. I'm not good at it, so... that's that. Channing 613, welcome aboard. MJ Smith, welcome aboard. FH Sim, welcome aboard. Happy Friday to you guys. I'll rip the engine indeed. Norbert, good to see you, man. ProFly FS, happy Friday to you. Pot of my mind, welcome aboard. Watched an old video of shared cockpit with you and Jeff. LAX San Luis and back. Yeah, that was a CRJ 200, man. That was ancient history at this point. But that was definitely a good time. Do not open the throttle rapidly. Idle to full throttle in 2 seconds minimum. Okay, I don't think we did that. I don't think we bothered with that recommendation. Rasmus Johansson, good to see you, man. Welcome aboard. TGIF indeed. Much lighter than a 172 because of all that flying tail. I see. Yeah, we flew the Discovery flight I did a while back was in a Piper Warrior 2, which is, if not this, it's very similar to this. I don't know the difference between all the Cherokees and Warriors and everything else. Like, they're all airplanes. They do airplane things. All right, here's 5,500 feet. So we'll hit the Alt button right there. That's going to keep us right at 5,500. Ish. Rental power mode engaged. Actually pull that back a little bit so we don't redliner. And we will start to trim her back. EGT. There is no EGT in this plane, is there? Oil pressure, fuel pressure, oil temp. Let's go ahead and switch over to the right tank while we're at it. And we don't have an EGT gauge, so we're going to do this purely by when does the engine stop working? Yes? Is there even a fuel flow gauge on here? I don't think there is that either. Alright, that's cool. Oh, there we go. Sure, let's go with that right there. We could go past the red line. That seems unwise, though. So if we're going to fly this for real, I think we go to like 2,500 RPMs. But I'm going to go just for that red line there, because I want to actually, you know, get to my destination at some point. We're just going to follow the coast down here to Oxnard. Takes probably, I don't know, a bit. Direct to...
0314 Papa Circle approach. Lost you on radar here.
KSBA. That'll give us, at least give us a distance there. Oh, not SBA, no. We want to go direct to... we want to go direct to Burbank. KBUR. Yeah, Burbank. There we go. Okay. So we're cruising. We're cruising. It's good to see you guys. Thank you guys all for coming out and joining. Yeah, so this week has been... the last week and a half or so has been interesting. So Friday night, that I had a chance to stream the 757 V2. And that thing is out for real. That thing is real damn good. I think a lot of people have streamed it. I'm planning on streaming it again next Friday. But that plane's really good, and I would say go take a look at it. For sure. And I'm not just saying that because they sent me a copy of it. Like, I would have bought that plane. Like, it's a good little cherry on top of the X-Plane 10 Sunday, if you ask me. Right now we're flying up to... Yeah, we got lots of gas. Definitely not worried about gas. Right now we're flying up to Burbank, or over to Burbank. Down to Burbank? Down to Burbank from Santa Barbara. We're doing the Cat 8 rating on PilotEdge here. cruising right now at 110 knots, 119 over the ground. So, yeah, we're doing okay. So yeah, Friday we did the stream there. That was a good time. I had then to try to go to bed. I ended up staying up till almost midnight. I slept for roughly 3.5 hours, and then I got up and I headed down to White Plains, New York. I drove down there. It was about a 3.5 hour trip, and I met up with Josh Gibbs, John Fly, and Max, Cirrus Max. We hopped into Mr. Strautman. Good to see you, man. Welcome aboard, Rick. Hey, Rush 84. Welcome aboard, man. We just heard you on the comms. Happy Friday, Mike. So yeah, we hopped into Max's Cirrus, and then we flew out to South Bend, Indiana, and we ended up participating in the World Flight out there with Rob and RA Flyer, I should say. God, we had RA Flyer, XC Pilot was out there. Rob KBTL showed up with his lovely significant other. I'm not sure if it was girlfriend, fiance, or wife, so we'll just call it life partner. Works for me.
Your radar contact.
And
got you inside
yeah,
contact,
it was so if you guys watched that, Max and I had a really awesome flight. We had a really good time with the flight, and then things sort of went.
767 Charlie Lima.
To which I apologize for.
Tell you what,
but in the end, we did what we had to do, and it was kind of no harm, no foul to a lot of people in the end. So it ended up not being as bad as we thought it would be, and we had a good time. So then Sunday, woke up a little hungover. It's a good time though. Had some breakfast, and then we took off. We flew back to White Plains, had some dinner with Max and John, and then I drove back and almost fell asleep on the way home. But man, let me tell you, man, that was my first time ever flying cross-country GA, and what an experience that was. Like, it was just so cool. I told John at one point, like, I never felt so baller in my life as I did when I walked into the FBO, and then we just walked out on the tarmac like, hey, whatever, man, we're here. I think I have a notch of flaps down. No, flaps are in. We're good. I can actually take that thing, shove that into the flaps thing right there.
Plan on the visual for now.
And like this will give you a couple of extra knots of speed.
For right now, I can't do that. I'm sorry.
So yeah, last week was interesting. So I got back home at like 11:30 on Sunday night. I was super tired. Like I actually had to stop and sleep for 20 minutes in my car, just so I wouldn't like die on the way home. And we did that. Got home, and then the whole week was just busy. Like my mother-in-law's birthday was on Monday, and then the election was on Tuesday, and then other stuff and other stuff. So it was good. Like it was a good week. I'm between all the stuff that went down last week and work and sort of everything else. Like I'm beat tonight. Like I thought about hopping into an airliner, and then the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, you know what? I kind of just want to like chill out and fly some VFR tonight. You know, we'll do it Val Dude style here. And just cruise along. So we were going to fly the Kodiak Quest, new plane by Dan Clow, but unfortunately I was having some problems getting that thing to work. I don't know if it's my fault, plane's fault, the sim's fault, Addons' fault, or what's going on there, but it was definitely having some issues. So I'm going to have to try to revisit that one a little later. But rather than cancel the stream or anything, V-Flight Air put out some version 2 updates to all of their planes a couple of weeks ago. So we flew the Cirrus a few weeks back, and now we've got this Cherokee here to check out. And I haven't done a lot of time in the Cherokee, but it's a neat little plane. Like it don't go very fast. That's for sure. But it is a cool little plane to fly.
Your planned route?
So that's been the week, man. Murmaz, good to see you, man. Welcome aboard, sir. Flash 23, welcome aboard. 738 to the 170 to the 757. I fly the 757 right now.
Southwest.
Just because that V2 is real good. How do I feel about the elections? I feel as though the American people spoke and we have a new president. And what's left to do is to respect the new president and not divide ourselves and try to be one as a country. That's all I'm going to say on the elections. I voted yes to legalize weed in Massachusetts. That was the only meaningful vote that I had. It's all right. Piper 140, $27,000. Not bad. K Duffy 20, man. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome aboard. Josh Gibbs, good to see you, Josh. Welcome aboard, man.
Piper 717, take Sierra contact, Point Magoo approach 124.7.
Point Magoo approach 124.7. Piper 717, Tango Sierra. 124.7. It's all right, Josh. Everybody had a good time. Not too many feathers were ruffled in the end. I don't think it was as big a deal as people made it out to be. So we're fine. Point Magoo approach, Piper 717 Tango Sierra is 5,500 VFR.
There's 7 Charlie Lima will be able to get you your the ILS clearance. Expect that climb to 3,200.
Let's see, there should be some interior lights here. Oh, I see. There's dim and there's bright.
Spec 7 Charlie Lima, it's 3,200.
But yeah, no, we had a good time, man. Josh, Max, John, and I all had a fantastic flight over. It was a slow flight. We had a 40 knot right off the nose, right off the right quartering nose, I should say. Give her a call again. Point Magoo approach, Cherokee 717 Tango Sierra, it's 5,500.
Cherokee 717 Tango Sierra, Point Magoo approach, altimeter 3003.
037 Tango Sierra. And let me tell you, man, that sim that RA Flyer has, it does have some issues, but it's real damn cool. Like, that was a totally different experience being inside of that thing and operating the sim. Like, I knew where all the buttons were at, we knew what all the things did and this and that, and it was really neat, but like actually operating that thing and having, proper two-pilot, well, I won't say proper two-pilot, but having two people that were able to do stuff, it was a really, really cool experience. So I do definitely look forward to going back and hope. I lean my mixtures out. This is the same thing that happened a couple weeks ago in the other V-Flight airplane. Something with their avionics package, I think, is completely hosed. Like, I really think that it's just like, I think their planes are broken right now, because about an hour into being loaded, something happens and they crash. That's it. We're done. Like, this is not going to resolve itself. And this happened in the Cirrus. This has now happened in this Cherokee. This plane's been loaded for about an hour.
Center 135.5.
Well. That's disappointing. I don't think it's coming back, guys. Yeah. Press M to pay respects.
Southwest 2034, Los Angeles Center, turn right, direct San Marcos, climb maintain flight level 230.
This is what happened. Yeah, and this happened with their Cirrus the other day too. And I have been flying all over the place in other planes. Like, we flew for 3.5 hours in the 757 and didn't have anything like this happen. Yeah. Am I using the Win 10 developer version? I'm not. Okay. Does the log say anything? Is there any indication as to why that would have happened? No. Sassel error. Setup error. Wonder if that's the one. I think it's definitely the V-Flight airplanes that are having that issue. Now that I've seen two planes do the exact same thing. About an hour in, can we do the Beaver? I don't really like the Beaver, man. Like, it's a cool plane. It's I should say, I'm not a big fan of flying the Beaver. I don't know. It's just not my thing. Not the kind of plane I generally like to fly. Okay, so we have. I don't feel like flying the 172. I'm kind of like none of these single pistons are really doing it for me. Yeah, I know. Lots of people have flown it and haven't had that issue. But I've flown two V-Flight planes now, and after about an hour, maybe a little over an hour, they just lock up and freeze. And so some combination of my add-ons and whatever it's doing is having problems. Having problems. We flew the Embraer 110 last time. Probably tired of the E1000. Don't feel like the King Air. I don't have. I think there's an update to the MU2 that's not really working at all. We could do the Saab, but I kind of want to do some VFR stuff. I just kind of wanted to. I really just wanted to chill out. And yeah. I don't have any twin GAs I want to fly. We could try the old version of that Cherokee. I don't remember. I don't even know what they changed in version 2. Like they put a new avionics deck or something in there, right? I'm not flying Coronado. I'm tired. I'm really not flying Coronado. Like I have no interest in doing that. Okay. Well, let's get X-Plane loaded back up. We could try loading up the Kodiak and see what happens, Benesim. Give her a go. SBA. Turboprops. Quest Kodiak. And we'll see what happens here. I'll show you what happens. And maybe if I just let it sit long enough, it'll work. Yeah, I have the reality expansion pack for the V35. I just haven't bothered to learn how to actually fly it properly. But I really, really, really hate the manipulators in the Coronado planes. And like this plane has all those manipulators too, and it already kind of bothers me. But yeah. Rob Mac USAF. Well, the sim just crashed, so we're gonna see if we can get her back and fly the plane I was originally gonna fly tonight. I don't have the F-33A. No, I have the V-35 Bonanza reality expansion. I don't even own the F-33. So here's what happens. It goes black screen. We get the spinning thing again. It's going to make some noise there. And holy crap, it just really just crashed. Ladies and gentlemen, the Quest Kodiak. Oh dear. Yeah, this is actually more dramatic than what was happening earlier. Earlier it was just giving me a black screen and that was it. Now it's like, all right, here's this white screen for some reason. Crap. All right. Let's see here. Somewhere in here is X-Plane. And we can kill it. So, yeah. I can't run the Kodiak, and I know other people who have had problems with it, so yeah. Yeah, I know, dude. Atomic, I was super excited about that one. Like, I love turboprops, and the damn turboprops just don't work. Well, this is one of those nights where it's like, I could fly the Skymaster. That would make Brendan happy. I don't even know if I have the most, like, I don't think I have the most up-to-date version of these things. I fly these things so very, very seldom. I'm not gonna, J-Ball, I'm not gonna fly. No, we're not flying. I'm not doing that. Real white haze. I don't feel like Beaver. I just don't enjoy the Beaver. I don't like tailwheel planes. Like, I really, like, unfortunately, that's just not my gig. I almost just want to fly the E1000. Like, that's chill enough. That's pretty fast. If we do the E1000, we can probably get through most of the ratings tonight. I was very disappointed with that Duke, yeah. I paid for the Duke, too, and it's like, I could fly the Baron, I guess. I don't even know what version this is. We could fly the the B200 and the 1900 are like awful on frames. I could do the C90. Oh my god, you guys are all over the place. Cirrus Max, it's good to see you, Max. Welcome aboard, sir. Yeah, fly the Cirrus. Well, the Cirrus has the same problem the plane we just tried to fly does. It crashes. All right, you know what? Let's pop in the C90 here. DC. Oh, you know what? Oh man, I haven't touched that DC-6 in a long time. Just pick one. Now they're starting to get really upset at me. All right, let's fly the C90. We'll Caronado it up, I guess. Just fly a damn plane. You know what? As I've been sitting here, not flying anything and staring at the loading screen for X-Plane, we've gotten like 40 extra viewers. I just want to throw that out there. I don't know where they came from, but they showed up. If I fly the C90, I gotta fly into a Columbia drug strip. Yeah. Ah, crap. This is how the entire day today has gone. Like everything I'm touching, I'm crashing. CG Sailor, man, I think the E1000 is one of the best planes in the sim. Like I think it's real damn good personally. Okay, let's go over to the East FBO. And let's load it up with fuel. Actually, we don't need full tanks in this thing, do we? 3.9. We'll put full tanks in there. And let's put people in here. Oh, if we fill it up with fuel, then we can't fill it up with people. All right, that's good. What else do we need to do? Date and time is going to have to change because I don't want to fly. I don't really want to fly at night. I want to fly at dusk. I'm okay with. Night, I'm not okay with. Okay, let's remember how to fly this thing. Nope, that's not what I want. I want my joystick. Joystick and equipment. Unbind that. Okay, you to back there, you all the way to back, you to feather, you need to come down here, you need to come down here. Okay, I haven't touched this plane in a very long time, so we'll kind of see what happens here, but batteries, gen can stay off, external power's off, mics off, avionics are on, inverters on number 2. Ignition is off. Igniters are both off. Auto ignition off, igniters are off. That's good. Fuel we're not going to touch because I think the fuel in this plane was broken. If I recall, last time I tried to fly this thing. I don't even have the super manipulator version, or maybe I have that stuff turned off. I might have all that turned off. Lights will be nav lights, recog, ice, taxi, and landing can all stay off. Windshield anti-ice is off. Prop off. We'll come back to that. Lights, beacon can come on. Strobe, tail, and floodlight can come on. We'll go ahead and turn. The bar is open. No smoking and fasten seatbelt signs on. Bleed air valves are off. Fuel's off. Feathers off. Throttle is off. PilotEdge connect. King Air. C90. iCal. Should probably change the name of my stream too. Now it's the Caronado. I don't think I've ever flown this plane on stream. Caronado. King Air C90. Update that. BE9L. BE9L. Beechcraft 9L. BE9L.
Connected to PilotEdge.
King Air 717 Tango Sierra. Ooh, all the lights are on. Okay. I want some panel lights, but I don't. I want some panel lights, but I don't want too many panel lights. Where are the panel lights at? Oh, those are up top, aren't they? Overhead lights. Overhead flood is off. Instrument indirect is off. No, back to the freaking overhead. There we go. Dim that, dim that, dim that, dim that, dim that, and dim that. And definitely dim that one too. Okay, I can deal with that. Okay, so we're on PilotEdge. We'll have to go back to clearance here. Why did my iPad just turn? Let's go get this thing started first. To start the King Air, we're going to start with engine number 2 on the right side. Condition, prop, throttle, all off. Igniters, arm the auto ignition, and the gens are off. We'll leave the avionics on for now, and we'll go ahead and pop the right starter. Wait until the N2 gets to, like, I don't know, 25%, 30%. Until it gets a little higher. Okay, right there, it works. Wait for that engine to catch there. It should start spinning here in a second. Please start doing engine things. Should close the door too, shouldn't we? Passenger door shut. That's one good engine. Let's start the second one. Igniter off, left igniter on, and go. Okay. Everything is misbehaving tonight. Everything is misbehaving. Anyway, here comes the second engine. Props go forward once the engine's started. We're not going to start with the props forward. Now we can go props forward. Wait for the prop RPMs to come up here. We'll turn the avionics off. We'll turn the gens on and bring the avionics back on, so as not to kill our avionics. Okay, we got prop. Let's go avionics off. 1, 2, and we can check the power. DC load on each gen has, I don't know, it's doing DC load things. And avionics on. Okay. 2 good engines, 1 set of avionics. Come on down here. Call it clearance again, 132.9er. 132.9er. And ground will be 121.7 when we get there.
Or 767 Charlie Lima. Where are you parking?
I'll be going to transient parking for 7 Charlie Lima.
Roger, north or south side?
Alright.
It's going to be on this south side for 7
And we'll grab the weather again now.
767 Charlie Max left, join Sierra to parking.
Winds 250 at 4. 10-mile visibility, clear skies, 21 Celsius, altimeter 3003. 3003.
767 Charlie Lima, that's Sierra to parking.
And that's taxiway Sierra to parking, 7 Charlie Lima.
Check our flight controls here. Make sure they all work. What livery are we in? Not a bad looking little livery. Alright, let's turn you down. And we are now King Air 717 Tango Sierra. We're looking for VFR to Burbank with advisories, and we have the weather, and this will be for the Cat 8. Okay, got it. Set of rubber clearance, King Air 717 Tango Sierra is a King Air C90. Looking for a VFR departure with advisories to Burbank, and this will be for the Cat 8.
Number 717 Tango Sierra, Santa Barbara clearance on request.
Oh, he's going to ask me for my altitude. Everybody left because we started the plane, I know.
Number 3141 Papa.
Flying Dutchman, welcome aboard. No beer tonight. Not really feeling the beer skis. Turn the igniter off though. While he's doing that, bleeds can come. Oop, not you. Bleeds can come on. We're not going to pressurize, but just you know, bleeds good to have, I guess. Anti-ice we don't need. Auto feather can arm now. Don't need that. Landing light, taxi light can come on. You're good there. 1, 2 on the windshield heat, prop heat, fuel vent off. Pitot and left-right pitot on. Surface stall warning can stay off. Happy with all the lights. Happy with all that stuff. Prop sync we don't want on yet. Okay. Now we're just waiting. Swanee 39, we're in the Coronado C90 now. Coronado King Air C90. King Air C90. I wanted to fly low and slow into Cherokee, but sometimes you don't get what you want. I'm a little concerned that he's taken so long to get me my VFR departure clearance. Like, did he forget that I'm here? 3 Black ATS music. Good to see him. Or have a good night, buddy. Thanks for joining us. One of these days we'll get going and get off the ground. This has been quite the stream already. I just want to go fly my plane. Like, why am I waiting on a VFR clearance? My other option was to hop in the E1000 and do some FS economy stuff out near Aspen. That might have been the better choice tonight. I don't think that's gonna crash. Diamondcraft 20. Good to see you, man. It's been a week, dude. It's been a week. He sounds busy. Yeah, I know. There's so many people on frequency right now.
Foxtrot, Palomar, clearance, runway 24, taxi via Alpha. Correction, Palomar, ground, runway 24, taxi via Alpha.
I think I cut you off. I think it was 24 via Alpha for Echo Foxtrot.
Taxi to the edge of the apron. Just let him know. Well, we're still waiting on clearance, man.
For 7, correction, 3141, Papa, contact departure 134.2, good day.
13424, Papa, good day.
I'm flying for wheels up.
November 717, Tango, Sierra, Santa Barbara, clearance on departure, fly runway heading, and maintain VFR at or below 1,500 until advised. Departure frequency 120.55, squawk 2661.
On departure, runway heading, VFR at or below 1,500, 120.55, and 2661 for King Air 717 Tango Sierra.
Number 717 Tango Sierra, your readback is correct. Verified type is a King Air.
King Air C90, 717 Tango Sierra.
Thank you.
2, 6. How does this transponder work? 266 and then 1. Then we'll go altitude there. Okay. Let's go flaps down 1 notch. 1 notch confirmed. And we'll go ahead and do the taxi thing. And ground is 121.7. Tower is going to be 119.7. 119.7. And we'll get out of here. Santa Barbara ground, King Air 717 Tango Sierra's northeast side of the field. We have the weather and we're ready for taxi.
We're 717 Tango Sierra, runway 25, taxi via Charlie Juliet.
25 Charlie Juliet, 717 Tango Sierra. All right.
And Palomar Tower,
let's get out of here.
454 Echo Foxtrot, short, runway 24 IFR.
For 454 Echo Foxtrot, Palomar Tower, runway 24, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 24 for Echo Foxtrot.
The Beaver's a really good plane. It's just like, it's one of those that's a really good plane, and I just don't care for it. It's just not my style of airplane. Mr. Goofy Hands, I'm not sure what wheels up is.
Santa Monica Tower, Skyline 3141 Papa, 2,500, 4.6 miles north of the airport, mini route southeastbound, please.
Interesting.
Number 3.
That looks like an expensive thing.
Papa, Santa Monica Tower. Join the mini route southbound. Remain clear of Bravo airspace until advised. Squawk 5536.
It's a policy for VFR.
5536.
What's the policy on call signs for VFR aircraft? I mean, anything that complies with FAA standards is fine. For any, any country.
You get the picture.
Yeah, full Papa.
All right, coming up here, let's go to tower.
If you want to get really technical about it, it's technically a southeast heading, but either way, you're headed south. So, I mean, if there's another controller that's correcting you on 55. That, it's not really something that I'd correct because it is.
The auto igniters here.
Landing
lights can come on. Strobe light can come on. Condition levers to full.
Sure, it's fine. We don't have to get technical about it.
Flaps are set. Lights are set. Camera set. All right. Santa Barbara Tower, King Air 717 Tango Sierra is holding short runway 25.
King Air 717 Tango Sierra, Santa Barbara Tower, runway 25, cleared for takeoff, on course approved.
Cleared for takeoff, on course approved, 717 Tango Sierra. All right, so runway heading has been overturned. We can just make our turn as soon as we like to. We are up to no higher than 1,500 feet, though. All right, make sure we don't over-torque these engines. Auto feather in the green. Torque is good. Power set. Airspeed's alive.
Holding point ready for departure.
454 Echo Foxtrot, connect SoCal departure, good day.
Go for about 100 knots during the rotation. Right there. Nice and easy. I'm out of here on the blue line. Positive rate, gear up.
198 for Papa, thanks.
We're 6828 Kilo, San Luis Tower, runway 2.
Flaps in.
Clear for takeoff, left downwind departure approved.
Let's go ahead and get that nose up now.
688 Kilo, can you please repeat?
And we're going to go ahead and make the left turn this time.
6828 Kilo, runway 2, 9er, cleared for takeoff, left downwind departure approved.
Number 6828 Kilo, cleared for takeoff, runway 29, and left departure.
All right, so we're at a ceiling of 1,500 feet.
Departure.
Left downwind departure approved.
So 500 to go there. Let's pull that nose down. Go ahead and pull the power back a little bit.
LA Tower, Skyline 3141 Papa, just establishing.
Basically, just want to get out of his airspace as quickly as possible.
Number 3141 Papa, LA helicopters, good afternoon. Ident.
Ident for Papa.
Number 717 Tango Sierra, radar contact, stay altitude.
1,200, 717 Tango Sierra.
717 Tango Sierra, thank you. Santa Barbara altimeter 3003.
0377 Tango Sierra.
3141 Papa, radar.
All right, we're going to stay about 1,200 feet. Check our speed here, make sure we don't go over 200 knots.
2,500.
Oops.
Cleared for the Bravo mini route southbound, VFR 2,500 for Papa.
Happy with that. We're basically just trying to get out of his surface airspace here. Pull the power, pull the RPMs back to about 2,000 RPMs. Boy, that's not annoying or anything. Beep, beep.
Air 7 Tango Sierra, connect departure 120.55, so long.
2055, 7 Tango Sierra, take care. That was very strange to get an on-course heading approved coming out of there. Like the whole point of that is that you're supposed to fly. You're supposed to fly the runway heading, and then go to departure, and then departure will tell you to fly on course. But whatever, dude. I'm cool with that. Santa Barbara departure. King Air 717 Tango Sierra is 1,200.
King Air 717 Tango Sierra, Santa Barbara departure. Cancel altitude restriction.
Cancel the altitude restriction. 717 Tango Sierra.
JetBlue 727, contact SoCal approach 122.37.
Pump up the power here. Keep an eye on those torque gauges. And we will go ahead and shut off the taxi lights, turn off the auto feather. Now we can turn the prop sync on.
JetBlue 727,
everything else can stay how it is.
Via the River 3 arrival cleared ILS Road to south left approach.
Get our nose up here. We get that speed way back here as we climb. And we'll plan for
JetBlue 727 cleared ILS runway 24
5,500 feet again. And we're going to go ahead and do the cheat thing. We turn the autopilot on. And the autopilot panel up here. Go to heading. Alt select. And I'll climb in pitch mode for the time being. I know that's wrong. I shouldn't be in pitch mode, but I am. It's because we're trying to bleed off speed anyway. We're definitely going to move a lot faster than we were last time, that's for sure. The fundamentals remain the same. We're going to head down the coast. We're looking for Oxnard. Once we get to Oxnard, we'll make a right turn, or left turn, I should say, over Camarillo. Look for Van Nuys and Burbank. Nothing to it. The altitude indicator is quite lovely. Yeah. Beep, beep. Just keeps beeping. Does beeping stuff. Beep, beep, beep. Alright, so as we climb here, we can continue adding more power. Because we're pretty much torque limited right now. We're keeping an eye on our temperature, keeping an eye on our torque. But the main thing that's going to hold us back at the moment is our torques. I think it's probably going to stay that way for this whole flight. But speed's good at 150 knots. We got 1,500 feet to go. We're okay. We should go a lot higher, but I kind of don't want to. Kind of okay with, how things are going here. Hopefully this plane doesn't crash on us. If this plane crashes on us, man, I'm going to go play World of Warcraft for the rest of the night. Big Ryan, 62, good to see you, man. Happy Friday. What is up? Is it we're flying? Or we're trying to fly, I should say. Does the TCAS work on this thing? I don't know if the TCAS works or not. Alright. A little more power. Now, one of the things I learned with this plane is you don't quite want to run the red line. If you run too close to the red line, the engines will burn up. I don't know if it's a problem with the gauge or what the issue there is, but you usually want to run just a little bit below the red line.
691 contact Oakland Center 133.7.
Now, normally this is the point where we drop the prop RPMs, but I'm going to go at... I'm going to leave them at 2,000. If I leave the prop RPMs at 2,000, I can get a little bit more power out of the engines.
Visual approach right 26 right, depart Mission Bay. Heading
And be okay there.
140.
Just want to make sure we don't overspeed. Now, waiting for about 200 knots for our cruise speed. I think we should be able to get up to that high. And that's going to be significantly faster than the Cherokee that crashed on us. But we are VFR, see and avoid, all that good stuff. See something, say something. It is Saturday, isn't it? Happy Saturday to you, good sir. Blue Sky, did I see the photos of the default X-Plane 11 planes? I did. They look really, really awesome. I am super, super excited to see those planes and what they're capable of. And to see that whole sim in general, too. That's going to be a big release, I think. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Is what we'll go with. Mission Bay?
Max, good to see you, man. Learned that the other day on PE, had a dual engine failure out of Santa Barbara. Yeah, man. The number of times I grenaded the engines in these King Airs is remarkable. And then I figured out you just can't run the red line on the torque. You need to run about 12,050, not close to 1,300, and then you're okay. Pull the power back. Touch here. Bring the power back. We can also bring the prop RPMs down too. Aim for 1,700 RPMs.
Sky 3141 Papa Circle approach, dominant altimeter 230.
1,700 RPMs lets me get 1,250 there and maintain a little over 200 knots indicated. So we're happy with that. We're cruising. We are cruising. From bag code. Good to see you.
41 Papa radar contact 12 miles west of Still Beach VFR.
Landed at Million Air Race. Landed at Million Air once, which is quite an
KVNY
experience. Nice. We blasted out a Million Air on Saturday from White Plains.
Skyline 41 Papa proceed.
B26 Fat Cat, happy Friday to you, sir. Yeah, the FBO in White Plains was Million Air as well. I mean, I think it's like Atlantic, you know, a chain of FBOs.
Contact point Big approach 124.7.
124.7, King Air 7 Tango Sierra. 24.7. Please don't crash the plane. Point Mogo approach, King Air 717 Tango Sierra's 5,500 VFR.
King Air 717 Tango Sierra, point Big approach, altimeter 3004.
04, 7 Tango Sierra. Alright, 04. Let's pop outside here. This thing practically has a nose-down attitude when you're flying this fast, this low. That's kind of funny. Oh, we're flying in a British call sign. What is the best plane for $30? Oh man, I don't know. Is the E1000 still around $30? I don't know, man. I haven't paid attention to how much the planes cost. Like, I want to buy a plane, I just go buy a plane, but I don't know. The E1000 is still my favorite plane at the moment. Putting a lot of hours in that thing. It is a hoot to fly. Yeah, you should be able to redline it. I'm almost certain it's a problem with the. It's almost certainly a problem with the modeling of this sim. Either it's a laminar thing or it's a Carenado thing. Go direct to Burbank. KBUR. KBUR. Alright. 47 miles out. Pretty soon, we should start seeing Oxnard and Cameo. Let's see what we got out here. Oxnard's going to be just off our right wing here. Cameo, I think, is going to be pretty much right in front of us. We turn on our aviation binoculars. One of the things I've noticed about having photoreal is it becomes very, very difficult to see some airports. There's Cameo. So where's Oxnard at? If that's Cameo. Oh, there's Oxnard. Okay. So we're good there. Whoops. So we want to basically head down the valley this way, and that'll take us towards Burbank. I'm also cheating a little bit and looking at 4-flight, but I could do this without 4-flight. This flight's easy, though. Fly down the coast, hang a left, and you'll find it eventually. The DA-42 is pretty good, yeah. That's a decent plane. That's a fun one to fly. FlyJSim Q400 is great value, especially if you can find it for like 10 or 15 bucks. Like when that thing goes super cheap, it's a good pickup. Yeah. Okay. So the E1000 and Victory at $29.95. Those are the two planes I would suggest under 30 bucks. They're quite a hoot to fly, if you ask me. Game Player 22, welcome aboard. Paulie US, welcome aboard. Good to see you guys. Happy Friday. Rocky Mountain Fly, happy Friday to you too, sir. We're flying, man. We're chilling out on Friday evening. Nice low-key stream. I'm drinking water tonight. I think I need a detox weekend, which is probably not going to happen, but I need a detox weekend. So for those of you that are here, there is an event on PilotEdge on Sunday. I forgot what time it was though. Like it's literally on the main. It's on the main screen for PilotEdge. 13th of November, from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock Pacific time. So that's going to be 1 o'clock my time. So from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock my time, we're going to be flying from Aspen to John Wayne. Should be a lot of people here. I'm planning on flying, as of right now, I'm planning on flying the Challenger 300. And I imagine because this is a big PilotEdge event, there's going to be a whole bunch of people showing up and flying in that thing and streaming. So Sunday afternoon we get a little bonus stream. I'm kind of excited about that one. So, and I haven't touched that Challenger 300 in like a year and a half, so it should be a good time. But come by and say hi. That's the Europe-friendly time for you guys. Europe apparently gets all the PilotEdge events. Let's see here. Okay. Pop that GPS out. Make sure we're going the right way. Oh, excuse me. And we are. I believe. Let's see here. This valley right here should be Burbank and Van Nuys. Should be. Twitch is at it again. Yeah, well, Twitch is being Twitch. Simbone's good to see, man. Yeah, the YouTube stuff works pretty well. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I do 2 spots. I'm actually going to start doing more than 2 pretty soon. I think we're going to add Beam and Hitbox and some of those other guys to the mix here, just to give people choice. I just got to find a way to aggregate all the chats into a single location.
JetBlue 727, contact Los Angeles Tower 133.9er.
Better to the drink than fly airplanes across it. He is drinking water, I know. I always have water with me, though, for what it's worth. Bell's 57, good to see you, man. Happy Friday, sir.
Tower 128.25.
Alaska Pilot Dream, welcome aboard to you as well, sir. Happy Friday. Scumbag Twitch. Yes, indeed, J10. Have I ever flown an A318? If not, I should stream it. There isn't a really a good A318 for X-Plane. Like, there's the Peters A3. I think Peters has an A318. But I'm not the biggest fan of Peters aircraft, so I don't tend to fly them very often at all. When we get some good 318s, though, we'll be all over them, man. I promise. But for now, we're going to fly VFR in our little C90. Because she go real fast. Keep saying I'm going offline.
NorCal approach. San Francisco altimeter 3006. Expect ILS runway 28 left approach.
It's bitching about the keyframe thing. Maybe that, I don't know. I'm not seeing the offline thing happen. But I'll have to work on the Twitch broadcast and see if we can make that a little better next time. Have I tried some awesome freeware Phoenix series? I think Mr. X made a freeware for Phoenix, but I have a payware one out there. I believe the Nimbus Phoenix is what I'm currently running.
KLM 671.
Cirrus Vision Jet. There's a default Cirrus Jet, and that's going to get, I believe, an update for X-Plane 11. Ready the cat. Good to see you, man. 757 Spy. Welcome aboard. Twitch looking good on the 757 Spy deck.
Take us to your contact Burbank Tower. Correction, contact SoCal approach 134.2.
134.2, King Air 7 Tango Sierra. Oops, not you. 134.2. And let's grab the Burbank weather here. The Burbank weather is winds 1503, 10 mile visibility, clear skies, 27, altimeter 300. 300 burp, apparently, 3004. SoCal approach, King Air 717 Tango Sierra 5,500. We got the weather at Burbank.
King Air 717 Tango Sierra, SoCal approach, Burbank, altimeter 3004.
04, 7 Tango Sierra. Okay, so we need to be careful of the Bravo, which is going to be off to our south. I'm actually not at all worried about that. We're going to want to stay we're going to want to stay above, let's pull this over here. So we're coming in from kind of this area right here. We're going to want to stay above the Van Nuys class Delta, which is at 3,000 feet right now. We could technically transition through it, but I'm not going to, because that would be a dick move. And they usually ask the IFR traffic not to do that. So we'll plan for 3,000 feet over Van Nuys, and then we'll start descending into Burbank from there. But we're basically pointed right at the airfield right now. So we're almost flying straight to the numbers for runway 8. So I'm cool with that. Once we're on the ground, we will plan on parking at the Northwest FBO. I'm guessing. Like Millionaire or something. It's up there, I believe. Yeah, we'll park basically off Bravo 3. And go from there.
37 Tango Sierra, plane straight in runway 8, cross Van Nuys at or above 3,000.
We'll plan for straight in 8 and we'll stay above 3,000 over Van Nuys. 7 Tango Sierra. All right, so we're pointed right at runway 8. We got Van Nuys right here in front of us. Make sure we stay out of their airspace. As expected, she told us to do that. Rudy-ism, good to see you, man. Bells57 asks if my CPU is water cooled. It is. I have an H110, a Corsair H110i cooler on that thing. Yeah, KW, Mr. X does some pretty good stuff, man.
8784 Charlie, SoCal, departure, cancel altitude restriction.
My descent will be real soon. It's going to happen real quickly. Yes, it is.
Roger, cancel altitude restriction.
They put a 2-mile no-fly zone on Trump Tower in NYC. Yeah, they effectively closed off the VFR quarter of Hudson, which kind of sucks. Cole Hud, good to see you, man. My stream schedule is every Friday at 7 o'clock. We do flight sims. Mondays and Wednesdays, Mondays we'll start, during the week, I'm going to start getting more stuff when I have time. The last couple weeks, I've been super busy and haven't been able to. CG Sailor 12, welcome aboard. I've been on PilotEdge for about 3 years now. Best part of my week. Well, that's good to hear, Miles. Top of drops coming up. Yes, it is. We're just gonna pull the autopilot here. I'll just ascend this myself. So we need to stay above 3,000 feet over the old Van Nuys. That should be no issue at all.
Southwest 2034, contact NorCal approach 135.65.
Coming on down, we'll go ahead and crank up the props. And we'll crank the auto feather on, turn the prop sync off. You don't need to come down quite that fast.
Southwest 2034, NorCal approach.
Got to turn my ignitions off. That's fine. They're on auto.
Left approach.
Or armed? Armed auto? Engine auto, ignition armed. Yeah, that's fine. We have no reason to turn them off. Like I said, the Van Nuys Delta is now below us, so we have to stay above 3,000 feet. That's no problem. Ooh, chat just crushed itself. What card am I running? Building a computer looking at the NVIDIA 1060, 70, or 80. I'm running an AMD RX 480, which is roughly the equivalent of a 1060. Honestly, if you can afford it, the 1070 is going to be your best buy right now in terms of value. If you can afford it, the 1080 is your best buy. But in terms of price per performance and value and whatnot, I think the 1080 is kind of top of the line, or 1070 is kind of top of the line at the moment. The 1060 is a very, very, very good card, though, if you want to stay NVIDIA. I'm super happy with my RX 480, but it does not perform as well with OpenGL, Read, X-Plane as other cards do. This thing stopped working. TFR is killing me. Max always takes the girls on the dates down the Hudson. Yeah, dude. Trump is cock blocking you there, Max. Problems that we all don't have. Get over the numbers, let the air out, hope for the best. Yeah, pretty much. I'm not too worried about it. We'll go 1 notch of flaps there. We are now out of the surface Bravo. So we're over the Delta. We're out of the Delta now, so we can.
Sierra contact Burbank Tower 118.7.
118.7. 7 Tango Sierra. All right. 118.7.
We're 314 pop X right, join Bravo to parking.
Right turn Bravo to parking, form pop up, thanks.
Burbank Tower, King Air 717 Tango Sierra's visual 8 full stop.
717 Tango Sierra, Burbank Tower, good afternoon, runway 8, clear to land, wind calm.
Clear to land, runway 8, good afternoon, 7 Tango Sierra. Okay, bring the gear down.
1672, Limburg, clearance to San Francisco International Airport, Level 6 departure, Santa Catalina transition, and then a spiral
And gear is down, 3 green, flaps are set, lights are set.
15,000, expect flight level 320, 5 minutes
Let's get our speed going where we want it.
Squawk 71.
Put ourselves on something resembling a glide path here. Something that's not a steep approach is more like it.
Is cleared to San Francisco via the Pebble 6 departure, Santa Catalina transition, then as fire.
That Rush? That's Aerosim, isn't it?
15,000, expect 32 in 5.
Haven't heard that voice on here in a while.
1, 2, 3, Southwest 16, 72.
I think he's back in Canada now. He usually streams well after I do, though. Alright, just keep our blue line speed here. Plan on slowing her down in a moment, get her down to about 100 knots for our final approach. Alright, start bringing her back. About 90 or so is what we're shooting for, not 100. And there's our speed. Okay. And we're landing. Looks like we're crabbed a little bit on this one, but I don't think we are. Lights just came on. Ooh. Thumped that up on a bit. See if we can make this turn off here. Alright, get ourselves off. Get ourselves off the runway. Phrasing. We're on Delta 7. And Burbank Towers, King Air 717 Tango Sierra, clear Delta 7. Look to park near Bravo 3. Just condition levers back a bit.
King Air 7 Tango Sierra Burbank Tower, roger. Parking via Delta Bravo, monitor ground is passing the Cat 8.
Parking Delta Bravo, 7 Tango Sierra, thanks. And we'll monitor ground, 7 Tango Sierra. Oh crap, I shouldn't have coughed into my microphone, sorry about that, guys. Ground's 123.9er. 23.9. And we shall go park. Delta Bravo, here we go. Ignition off, 1, 2, lights, taxi on, strobe lights, oh, no, beacon on, but strobe lights off. Bring the bleeds off, because we don't need those anymore. Auto feather can come off, igniters are off. Yeah, okay, good with that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Burbank. We done made it. After the sim locked up, we couldn't... After the plane we wanted to fly didn't work, and the sim locked up, and then the second plane we wanted to fly didn't work, here we are on the Coronado King Air C90. And this one worked. Yeah, Kate Duffy, I'm gonna do another flight. It's only been an hour 45 minutes. Kill ourselves a little bit more here. We'll do the Cat 9 rating next. That's gonna be flyways. CMC, my name. Welcome aboard, sir. Just finished a sim from Baltimore to Orlando in the A320. Nice, dude. Very nice. Slow her down here. Go ahead and pull in. I don't know what FBO this is, but this is where we're parking. I think maybe that might have been a poor decision. We gonna hit that Cessna? I think we're okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, plenty of space. Plenty of space. Plenty of space, alright. Make the turn here, kill the engines, and we'll get prepped for number 2. Good right there. And parking brake out. We will feather them props. And bring the avionics off. Gen 1. Oop, well, okay. That just turned everything off. Gen 1, Gen 2 off. Avionics off. And we'll go engine number 2 off. Engine number 1 off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Burbank. Avionics come back on. Alright! We did a flight! We made it! Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Murphy's Law. Okay, so we passed the Cat 8. How exciting is that? I was on the edge of my seat there. It was getting a little tense towards the end when we were descending. I was concerned about violating. No, actually it was fine. That actually was that's probably going to be one of the easier ratings, doing a cross country between two Charlie airports. However, some of the more difficult stuff's coming up now. So we need to do some flyways down to Fullerton. And they kind of give us a map here. So, learning objectives. Review radio communication operating Class D and C airports. Basic VFR nav. Learn about Class B airways. Learn how to fly on flyways. To successfully complete this rating, you must accomplish the following tasks. Fly from Burbank to Fullerton while overflying El Monte without entering Class B airspace. Inform ATC into Burbank that you are performing the Cat 9 rating. Request a flight following. You may make the request on the ground or after departure, and meet the Cat rating practical test standards. Okay. What? Ooh. Oh, it's talking about Class B airspace. Okay, we don't care about that. So we're gonna go to Fullerton by way of El Monte. We'll basically just map out exactly what he did here. So if we go to SkyVector and we pull up new K.
Indian Springs radio check.
Ooh, let's turn him off for now. KBUR. Down to KFUL by way of KEMT. So in the top right corner here, you have many different types of charts you can load. One of them happens to be a fly chart. So we'll load the fly chart. The goal is to make it down to Fullerton utilizing this flyway that has us below 3,500 feet. So we go to El Monte, and we're going to fly down El Monte, down this little flyway here. What are we looking for? We're coming out of here at about a 149 heading. We're going to have the freeway kind of cross over that. Going to be some. So what's our? Boy, that truck just creeped the hell out of me going by. We're going to go east of this intersection here, 605 and whatever that happens to be. There's a flood control basin. Pomona Freeway. We're going to cross. And we're basically just going to follow this thing down here towards the edge of this Bravo, and then Fullerton. Okay. So coming out of El Monte, it looks like about 149 will be our heading to utilize this flyway. I don't think I've ever actually flown flyway before. Some things to consider though. We're going to be underneath the class Bravo, so we'll need to be under 200 knots. I don't plan on flying this thing more than 200 knots at 3,000 feet, because I think that's what our altitude is going to be, but something to keep in mind there. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. That's right. And yeah. See, it's a Cat rating. It's a VFR, man. Like there's there's not a lot to talk about here, okay? We're gonna go fly a plane. Things are gonna happen. Steve, it's good to see you, man. Welcome aboard, Steve. PilotEdge, $20 a month. Yep. Can I fly the 172 for the next flight? I don't have the most up-to-date version of the 172, and I'm just gonna stay in the King Air for now. We'll plan on the 170. We'll get the 172 going once probably December, early part of December. I'll get back in that thing because I think they've got another big update plan for it. A tablet doing weird things. I have a tablet that's supposed to show me Twitch chat down here, and it's broken. It's not on the. What do you mean you're not on the Wi-Fi? How do you not have an internet connection? Is my access point broken? Hang on. Connected. Now it has an internet connection, right? Okay, there we go. Anyway, we're going to Fullerton. Okay. Let me get a 4-flight set up here. All my new stuff. Clear that. KBUR to KFUL. We're going to go by way of insert before. KEMT. By way of El Monte. And I think I can pull up, if I am correct, I should be able to pull up the fly. I'm assuming I can pull up the fly chart on here. Maybe I can't, though. No, I guess they don't. They just have the sectional. No fly chart in 4-flight. I can't, unless I'm just not able to find it. I don't need it, though. It's fine. Not worried. Okay. Let's pop in here. And we'll get the plane started up and get out of here. Put some more gas in there. Guess we didn't burn that much gas, so it's fine. And we'll get it started up. Okay, parking brake is set. Fuel, or sorry, condition, prop, and throttle are all off. Avionics are good. Gens are off. That's fine. Let's go. Lights are good. We yell at clear prop and all that good stuff. Engine igniter to auto. And right engine starts. Keeping an eye on the turbine speed here. About 10, 12%. We'll give her gas. Make sure she don't blow up. I broke PilotEdge. No, I didn't break PilotEdge. Jack that Learjet. Yeah, no kidding, man. That would be the life. Alright, we'll do engine number 1 now. Keep an eye on that turbine gauge. About 10% there. Give her gas. Well, that's happening. Got to pop overhead. Add a little more light to the avionics panels so I can see things. And that's 2 good engines. Turn the avionics off. Gen 1, Gen 2. Avionics back on. Igniter can come off there. Props to full. Taxi light. Auto feather. Pitot heat we never turned off. Oops. Lights are good there. Bleed air's there. We're gonna go up to. So my planned cruising altitude is 3,000 feet to get down there. They're gonna tell me definitely to keep lower in some way, shape, or form, and we'll probably get a runway 15 departure and see what happens from there. So close, edit that. I don't need Santa Barbara anymore. I got Burbank. Going to add Fullerton airport diagram. Oh man, Fullerton. I think Fullerton's where we went off the end of the runway about 2 months ago, man. When am I gonna fly the IXEG? We'll get there eventually. I flew it I think I flew like a month ago. We'll get there one of these days. There's so many other planes to fly. There's a bunch of people flying the IXEG, man. That's why plenty of people out there you can go see fly that. I like to change things up a little bit. Going to KFUL. Actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna put the flight plan in here. So flight plan, Burbank. We're gonna go to El Monte, KEMT. MT. Not MTO. No. Oh, crap. T. And then we'll do K. F. U. L. There we go. Perfect. Put this back in map mode. Nope. That's not map mode. Come on, map. Oh, flight plan off. There we go. Now we're in map mode. Great. Okay, perfect. Put you down there. And check on all our controls. We're happy with that. Okay, so we're on the ground at Burbank. We'll call up clearance here, 118.0. 18-0. 18-0. Okay, so we're at King Air. And we're looking for VFR. We're looking for clearance for a VFR departure with advisories to Fullerton. Burbank clearance. King Air 717 Tango Sierra is looking for VFR departure with advisories to Fullerton.
Nellis clearance. Shooter 11.
Shooter.
Single ship A10.
Shooter McGavin right there.
To the north.
Atomic Frog.
Remember 717 Tango Sierra Burbank clearance. Good evening. Departure frequency 134.2 squawk 2244.
Skyline. November 2014 X-ray radio check.
Say again the squawk there for 7 Tango Sierra, please.
Number 717 Tango Sierra 2244.
Okay, departure frequency 134.2, squawk 2244, King Air 717 Tango Sierra.
King Air 7 Tango Sierra, back is correct.
Okay.
And aircraft for the radio check, 5x5.
Let's do standby on that. Bring you in here. Need to, oh, that's right. I can actually just hover. Ah, yeah, I forgot I can hover over the individual
shooter
things
1-1
here.
calling for clearance?
So 2244, 2244, 2244. Go alt there. We haven't been given a. We weren't given a
aircraft calling
heading
for clearance at Nellis.
or an
Say your
altitude
call
to
sign
care
only,
about.
please.
So I assume we can do whatever we want.
Shooter 1-1.
Okay, shooter 1-1. Nothing on file for you. Can you refile the flight plan for me?
All right, so we'll bug out of here. We'll bang a right, come around here. Plan for Bravo 3, it looks like.
And Indian Springs, Colt 1, radio check.
Okay, so next up is going to be ground.
Colt
Ground's
1,
123.9er.
And Indian Springs, Colt 1 would like to pick up IFR over to Nellis.
And then tower is going to be 118.7.
Colt 1, roger on request, Timmy.
These guys are doing all the fun stuff in DCS there. It's kind of cool hearing the military call signs out there.
We have information on Gulf
flaps.
and West right
Hey, and we're
for
moving.
taxi to the active runway, and we have for Cat 4.
Set the altitude for 3,000 feet because that's all we're going to go to. And we're off. Yeah, honestly, Benny H. Man, I'm wondering how most people's machines are going to do with
Number 2014 X-ray San Luis ground roger runway 25.
how most people's are going to do with the
Mike.
oh man, with X-Plane 11. Angry Pilot, welcome aboard, man. Mr. Noob, welcome aboard. Happy Friday to you guys. Mr. Goofy Hands, I'm not sure I said hello to you, sir. Welcome aboard to you.
2014 X-ray.
Art Terran, welcome aboard. Goldsy working the scopes, yes, sir.
2014 X-ray, say again.
2014 X-ray, we're going to hold short Mike, and you say taxi runway 25 via Juliet Mike.
Oh shit, I'm Cat. Yeah, I forgot to tell him Cat 9.
Position, Mike's north of your position. Taxi via Mike also works for my 25. You can taxi via Mike.
I'll let him know here in a second. We'll call for ground. I'll let him know I'm on Cat 9.
November 2014 X-ray, and we are for Cat 4.
Roger, good luck on the Cat.
Thank you.
And Burbank ground. King Air 717 Tango Sierra. We're near Bravo 3 with the weather. Ready for taxi. And I forgot to mention, this is for Cat 9.
717 Tango Sierra, roger, good luck on the Cat 9. Runway 15, taxi via Bravo.
15 via Bravo, 717 Tango Sierra.
How you doing, Ty?
Pretty good, man. Alright, clear to the right, clear to the left. Get ourselves out here. Let's go flying. All the way to the end of the runway. So I'm assuming tower is going to give me some departure instructions because we didn't get anything from clearance. And FSC Tony B, man, thank you for the reminder on the Cat 9 there. The C90 frames worse than the X737 V5. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to compare them. The frames have gotten a little worse because we're near LA. And when we're near LA, the frames just get awful in my sim because there's just so much stuff around LA. Andrew M, 886, welcome aboard, sir. Happy Friday. That's all mobile, good to see you as well. Judicious use of DSF texturing should ease the pain of slow frames if they are using X-Plane 11. I see. I think the problem with some of these planes is like it's the custom avionics in a lot of cases, and then in other cases it's I think too many polys being used. Contact clearance for clearance. Clearance over clearance. Roger.
John Wayne clearance. Viper Jet 3141 Papa. Looking for a VFR departure to the south, please.
3141 Papa on request. You're number 2. Stand by.
Roger, number 2.
Colt 1's cleared Nellis Air Force Base via Mormon Mesa direct, maintaining.
Did they release the DCS stuff today? Like for real?
35 squawk 7211.
Because it seems like there's a lot of people on DCS this evening, like more than I was expecting, or more than I would expect, I should say.
And Colt 1 is cleared to Nellis via the Mormon. Was it the Mike VFR? And
affirmative.
Maintain 8,000.
Okay. Towers 118.7.
Squawk 7211.
Colt 1, read that correct.
Go ahead and give ourselves a little stoppy stop here. Departure 134.2.
That was clear. Shooter 1-1. I'd like
34.2.
to pick up my IFR.
0.2.
Shooter 1-1's cleared to
7,
Creech Air
34.2.
Force Base, Stream 4 departure.
Go ahead and move our
Juno.
condition levers to full.
Direct.
Bring them
Climb by six,
engines up.
17,000.
Prop sinks off. Landing lights are on. Auto throttle is armed.
6,574.
Strobe lights coming on. Flaps are set. Transponder set. We're ready to go.
4, Juno, direct. Climb via SID, set maintain at 17,000.
Gonna put 1.5 down here on my my heading bug.
Shooter 1-1 read back correct.
San Francisco Tower, good evening, Southwest 2034 with you on the ILS 28 left.
Mr. Asmar there.
34 San Francisco
Assad.
Tower, good evening, runway 28 left, you're clear to land.
Clear line 28 left, Southwest 2034.
Burbank Tower, King Air 717 Tango Sierra is holding short 1.5. Let's see what he's got for me.
King Air 717 Tango Sierra, left crosswind departures approved, runway 15, clear for takeoff, 1140 at 3.
Clear for takeoff, runway 15, left crosswind, 717 Tango Sierra. That's a very interesting call to get in a class Charlie. So left crosswind departure. So we'll climb to it looks like about 1,400 feet, 1,500 feet, and then we'll make our left turn for the departure.
And
roll to 3,000 feet.
Colt 1 ready to taxi with the numbers.
Okay, here we go. Instruments in the green.
Colt 1 Indian Springs ground, roger, and where are you parked?
What's that? Feel like it's a damn crosswind right now. It's taking an
on the
awful
east
lot
side.
of left rudder input to get this thing going. But airspeed's alive.
Roger. Runway 26.
That's a rotation speed right there. Positive rate.
Taxiway Bravo,
Here.
Colt 1.
Indian Springs grounds out to 1.
Ooh, hello, wind.
Times 1 ship A10C, south ramp, close traffic.
Bring our flaps in. We do not want to hit that Bravo airspace, but we're okay there.
Scout 2-1 Indian Springs ground, roger. Runway 26, taxi via Bravo, and you're
Go
going to
ahead and make our crosswind turn.
Taxi via Bravo, following another A10, Scout 2-1.
It's 1,500 feet. Going to 3,000. Sim froze up there for a second.
314.
I thought maybe we were dead.
On departure, fly heading 175, maintain VFR at or below 5,000 until advised. Departure frequency 128.1, squawk 6004.
175 out below 5,000,
All right.
28.16004.
1,000 to go.
314, pop read back correct.
I'm gonna go ahead and sync this guy up here. We're gonna get the autopilot going. Because I am a lazy bastard.
South-southeast.
Number 717 Tango Sierra, radar contact, maintain VFR.
VFR 77 Tango Sierra. Alright. We'll power back a little bit here. No reason to keep that up super high. And we're looking for El Monte now. Keep yourselves along this ridge line here.
Tango Sierra contact, SoCal approach 128.1.
28.1, 7 Tango Sierra.
Sunway Tower, good evening. Skyline November 201 holding short
28.1.
25 southbound to departure, please.
500 to go. There's El Monte right there. SoCal approach, King Air 717 Tango Sierra, 2,700, planning 3,000.
King Air 717 Tango Sierra, SoCal departure. Good evening, Burbank altimeter 3004.
04, 7 Tango Sierra. Okay, there's 3,000 feet. We want to keep our speed back a little bit here. I don't really want to go above 200 knots. In fact, 180 to 200 I'm pretty happy with. We got El Monte right out here in front of us. Once we get to El Monte, our plan is to make a right turn to about 149er. 149er. That'll take us down towards Fullerton then. Like I said, there's a 200 knot speed limit underneath the Bravos. We do not really want to violate that. Marcus would be most upset with us if we did. Cole Hood, I'll be done streaming. I don't know. I'll be done streaming here pretty soon. You trying to get rid of me already, man? You just got here. It's all Gucci, mate. Welcome aboard.
Here, 7 Tango Sierra, resume navigation, maintain VFR and appropriate VFR altitudes.
Oh, nav, own altitude, 7 Tango Sierra. Okay. It's all Gucci, mate. Asks if I would recommend this plane. Honestly, of the Coronado King Airs, I think this one's my favorite. It's a little smaller. You can do a little bit more with it. It's not murderous on the frames like the other guys kind of are. Like, I think this is a pretty good plane. There's some weird things with the flight model and some weird things that they do with it. Like, if you try to land this thing in a crosswind, you're kind of going to be screwed. And that's kind of the case for most Coronado planes. But yeah, this one's not too bad. If you want to have a twin prop King Air, like this is in my opinion your best bet. Now the B1900 is going to look a little better. It's a lot newer, so it's got some new tech and whatnot in it. But yeah, I own all 3 of the King Airs, and this is the only one I ever fly. Now that being said, Airfoil Labs are going to release a King Air 350 pretty soon, and that I think is going to be sweet. So once we cross El Monte, we can make a right turn about 150. It's going to put us on the flyway.
Tango Sierra, contact SoCal approach 135.4.
135.4, King Air 7 Tango Sierra. 35.4. Look, I'll approach King Air 717 Tango Sierra 3000.
Number 717 Tango Sierra, SoCal approach, Ontario, altimeter 3004. Headed to Fullerton, am I correct?
Affirmative, headed out of Fullerton, 7 Tango Sierra.
Number 7 Tango Sierra, roger, advise when you have the weather for Fullerton and the airport inside if you could.
Wilco. Okay, once we cross El Monte here, we'll make our right turn to 150. Make sure we stay clear of that Bravo. And we'll grab the weather too. So weather at Fullerton right now, 0 winds are calm, 10 mile visibility, clear skies, 26, altimeter 3001. And there goes the turn there. We'll go to 150. And SoCal approach, King Air 717 Tango Sierra has the weather at Fullerton, still not the field.
Number 7 Tango Sierra, roger, thank you.
Okay, we just want to make sure we steer clear of the Bravo. So far, so good. So 3,500 feet, here's the flyway that we're on. Takes us El Monte down to Fullerton. TFR ahead. Must be a game or something down here. That looks like the Fullerton airfield to me. We'll call that here in just a second, I think. What's the plane they just released a sound pack? I don't know. I do recommend the 757 V2. I think it's a very good plane. DB Vetter, good to see you, man. Welcome aboard. The 1900's real rough on frames. Yeah, the B200's like kind of hard on frames, but the 1900's really... Like the 1900, I think, was the first Coronado plane that just started running like poo.
Colt 1. I got LA Center 1 clear.
Okay, Towers 19-1 over there. SoCal approach, King Air 717 Tango Sierra has Fullerton in sight.
Number 717 Tango Sierra, roger. No traffic observed between you and Fullerton at this time. Radar services are terminated. Squawk and maintain VFR. Frequency changes approved.
VFR and frequency change approved. 7 Tango Sierra. 1200. And we'll go to Fullerton Tower.
Number 3141 Papa. So.
We are currently 10 miles to the north. Fullerton Tower, King Air 717 Tango Sierra is 10 miles to the north inbound. Full stop with the weather.
King Air 717 Tango Sierra, Fullerton Tower, good evening. Enter right downwind runway 24. Report the midfield, the altimeter 3002.
Right downwind for runway 24, and we'll report midfield, King Air 7 Tango Sierra. Alright, so we'll start getting ourselves down here. The altitude is 96 feet, so we're going to plan for 1,500 to be our pattern altitude. Now, some things to note about Fullerton. It's a really small runway. It's really small. I actually landed the Challenger 300 in here one time, and by some freaking miracle managed to get that thing stopped, but I was definitely clenched by the end of it. All signs point to everything for, like, all planes in X-Plane 10 should work in X-Plane 11. That's sort of what Laminar has been saying. We have no reason not to believe that, but I mean, we'll kind of wait and see. So prop sync off, auto feather on, lights are set. All right, we're going for 1,500 feet here. Props are full.
Nellis Tower, shooter 1-1, holding short.
I'm going to give one notch of flaps here just to get myself slowed down a bit.
Shooter 1-1 Nellis Tower, roger. Change to departure. Runway 3 right, clear for takeoff. Wind 050 at 7.
Put a course of 2-4.
Right, clear for takeoff. Shooter 1-1.
Ish.
Appreciate it.
John Wayne Tower, Pilatus 332, Papa Sierra, short of 20 left, ready.
Number 332 Papa Sierra, John Wayne Tower. Good evening. Runway
Boy, this is going to be interesting.
20 left, clear for takeoff, 332 Papa Sierra.
Wind is calm.
Thank you.
Okay, what do we got here? There's the field. We'll get on our 45 coming in there. Keep ourselves in the white arc for now.
And looking down Southwest 1672 is finally ready for departure. We're holding short.
Finally ready for departure.
Runway 27. And
Rush must have finally finished giving his lecture.
Southwest 1672. We thought you got lost down there. Limerick Tower. Good evening. Runway 27 clear for takeoff. Wind 300 at 3.
Clear for takeoff, runway 27, and indeed we did get lost. Thanks for the clearance. Southwest 1672.
Fullerton Tower, King Air 7 Tango Sierra's midfield.
King Air 7 Tango Sierra, thank you. Runway 24, clear to land, wind is calm.
Clear to land, runway 24, King Air 77 Tango Sierra. Okay, that puts us on the right downwind. Once we're abeam, the numbers right there. Flaps full, gear down. Nose down, we'll start getting our altitude.
Hitting Springs Tower, Scout 21, in position and holding on runway 26.
Scout 21, make left traffic, runway 26, clear for takeoff, report midfield downwind each time.
1,000 above.
At 4.
Scout 21, clear for takeoff, report downwind each time. Over.
332 Papa Sierra, radar contact.
There's the base. Oh man, that runway is real small. We're gonna smash this one though. Like, I'm telling you right now, this will not be a soft landing.
Number 332 Papa Sierra, contact SoCal approach 128.1.
28-1, 2 Papa Sierra.
Okay, gears down, 3 green, flaps are set, lights are set, clearance received.
Cessna 19er 688,
down we go.
To right downwind departure. And if it's not too much trouble, we could get an expedited squawk.
Of course, we're high.
19er 688, certainly squawk 4632.
4632 for 688.
19er 688, right downwind departures approved. Runway 12 clear for takeoff. Wind 130 at 10.
Clear for takeoff 12 right downwind 688.
Okay.
Santa Maria Tower, good evening. Skyline November 2014
Happy with this.
About 10 miles north of airport, full stop with information whiskey.
Over 2014 X-ray Santa Maria Tower, good evening. On a right downwind runway 30, report midfield.
Right downwind runway 30 will report midfield, November 2014
hey.
X-ray.
That landing happened a lot quicker than I expected. Oh yeah, no problem. I don't have a good sight picture on this plane yet. Like, I think I actually landed before the numbers on that. Pretty sure we touched down on the threshold. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, did my sim just crash?
November 014 X-ray, just confirm that's you about 8.5 miles northwest of the airport.
Second November 014 X-ray.
Yeah, I just want to verify that's you about 8.5 miles northwest of Santa Maria.
Yes, about 8 miles northwest of Santa Maria, November 20 on X-ray.
Roger, just showing a primary target there. Just verify your transponder on Squawk and 1 Charlie.
Just
we'll verify.
wait for the
November 20 on
taxi
X-ray.
clearing. And Fullerton, King Air 717 Tango Sierra is clear of the runway. We'll just park by the tower here.
Number 717 Tango Sierra, Roger. Taxi Alpha to the ramp, this frequency, and a Cat 9 pass. Let me put that in for you right now.
Alpha to the ramp, your frequency, and thank you very much, sir. 7 Tango Sierra.
November 20 on X-ray, transponder is
I didn't think I could do it. I did not think I could do it.
Let's
No, actually, it was fine. No big deal.
Indian Springs Tower, Scott 2-1.
All right.
Midfield.
We'll park ourselves over here. Maybe we'll park next to that Pilatus.
Question the option.
Scout 2-1. Indian Springs Tower, Roger, thanks. Check gear down. Runway 26. Cleared for the option, wind 270 at 4.
Clear for the option. Check
This thing
gear
does
down.
sound pretty good. Like, one of the things these Caronado planes do nail are the sounds.
Cessna 196 contact SoCal approach 134.2.
Absolutely nail those sounds. Park next to this PC-12. Next to the old windsock there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fullerton Airport. Local time is 6:19 p.m. Breakout. Better than props.
1672 contact SoCal approach.
Leads off.
And over to departure.
Beacon strobe can stay on. Actually, bring the beacon off. Nav light can stay on. Taxi light off. You're off. You're off. 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 Off there. Those are off. Those are off. Avionics off. 1, 2. Avionics back on. And 1. And 2. Welcome to Fullerton. I was pretty happy with that. I mean, the touchdown was a bit abrupt. I definitely don't have a sight picture on this plane on how to come in there, but I was very happy with that approach. I was pretty happy with the flight as a whole. That actually went pretty quick. So, if we wanted to keep going, we'd do the Cat 10. See what the Cat 10 is. Cat 10 is actually going to take some time to do. So I can either call it short tonight, and we can go sit in somebody else's stream, or we can do this Cat 10. Who's online right now? Who could we go watch? Oh, Jeff's spotting a Phoenix. Everybody's hosting me. Thank you all for the hosts. You guys are good people. And RA Flyer. We'll go watch RA Flyer later tonight, that's for sure. Yeah, maybe we'll just do another leg. Okay, so the Cat 10. Conduct a flight from Torrance to Van Nuys. Second flight from Van Nuys to John Wayne. Multiple transitions to the Los Angeles class Bravo. Learning objectives. Whatever. Do the thing. Flying the rating. Fly from Torrance to Van Nuys via the mini route class or LAX class B transition. Immediately arriving after Van Nuys, fly from Van Nuys to John Wayne on the coastal route LAX Class B transition. Inform ATC on initial contact at Torrance and Van Nuys that you're performing to Cat 10 rating. Okay. So we need to go to Torrance first of all.
Disconnected.
So let's go to Torrance. KTOA. Boy, doing this in this plane is going to be... Things are going to happen real fast. Things are going to happen real fast. Cat 10 to Big Bear. Okay, we're clear of everything here. Actually, it would have been fun to have taken this thing off out of that airport. Let that come online. Pop on a PilotEdge here.
Connected to PilotEdge.
Log into SimBuddy. Okay, so we got to do some flight planning. We're going to go to Torrance. So let's actually put this into this mode. KTOA to KVNY. to KSNA. And we're going to pull up not the fly chart, but the tack chart. So we're gonna fly two routes. The first we're gonna fly is the mini route. The mini route is 2,500 feet immediately overhead of Los Angeles. You enter it here near Hawthorne, and you fly it over to Santa Monica. So the actual mini route transition, if you go to the tack chart on the left side here, we're gonna go to mini route. And fixed wing non-turbojet, so we're good there. LAX must be on west traffic over ocean configuration. That's probably good. Reported ceiling of at least 3,500 feet, which is good. Scattered 22,000, that's fine. Mini route northbound. GPS routing, we're not going to do that. During normal tower operations, call Hawthorne at 121.1. Coordinate transitions. Okay. Proceed to Hawthorne in the 405 freeway at 2,500 feet. When cleared by the Los Angeles Tower, enter the Los Angeles Tower Class B established in the SMO 128 radial level at 2,500 feet. Cross over the Los Angeles 24 left numbers or as directed by ATC. So we're gonna call Hawthorne. Hawthorne's going to send us to Los Angeles. Los Angeles is going to send us to Santa Monica. We must not enter the Los Angeles Bravo until we have been cleared. If there's a lot of radio chatter, that actually could be a problem. Like we may have to do an orbit or something or other, like to make sure we don't do that. But we're going to grab the Santa Monica 128 radial. So that's the mini route. That's going to be the intense leg. And then we're going to go to Van Nuys. We're going to do a touch and go at Van Nuys and let them know that we're on the Cat 10. After that, it's telling us we're going to fly the coastal route. The coastal route has us flying towards LAX and then out of LAX. Altitudes available 5,500 and 6,500 feet. Since we're going eastbound, we'll plan for 5,500 feet. So coastal route, or southbound, I should say. East-ish. Coastal route southbound. Enter the Los Angeles Class Bravo airspace, beam that thing on the 323 radial. After crossing the Los Angeles VOR, proceed outbound on the 123 radial until exiting the Los Angeles Class Bravo near the Vincent Thomas Bridge. Maintain altitude as assigned by ATC. Okay, so we're gonna take off out of. What's gonna happen is we're gonna take off out of Van Nuys. We're actually gonna head west. So we're gonna head out of Van Nuys. We're gonna ask for advisories down to John Wayne, but we're gonna plan for west so we can climb out here, climb up to 5,500 feet, so we get over the Charlie airspace, but underneath or inside this Bravo here, and then plan for that transition. And the coastal route transition runs over here. So grab you. Run you down to Los Angeles, the LAX VOR right there, and then run you to the Vincent St. Thomas Bridge, and then down to down to John Wayne. So that seems like a lot, but it's actually not going to be that bad. We're going to pre-plan a few things though. One is I'm going to make it daytime again, so I prefer flying in day. We get a nice little sunset arrival there. We're going to tune into the Santa Monica VOR. The Santa Monica VOR. The Santa Monica VOR is 110.8. That's going to be, where is the VOR? Here. Grab you. 110.8. And Santa Monica is identified. We're going to plan on flying into that on the 128 radial inbound. 128 radial inbound. Yes, okay. So we need to set this for the reciprocal of 128. 128 right there. So 308 on the course. Okay. That's pointing towards Santa Monica. Yep. All right. So that's what we're going to plan for there. We're then going to also get the Los Angeles VOR ready for the coastal route. Los Angeles VOR is 113.6. 113.6, and we'll tune that in once we take off out of Van Nuys. So 113.6 is ready to go there. Okay, so that is the course there. Or that's the VOR and whatnot there. We'll call up Torrance Ground. We'll let them know what we're doing, and we'll go from there. Our initial climb, we're going to plan for 2,500 feet. Now, what do we have to contend with for airspace around Torrance? So Torrance has a delta going up to 2,400 feet. Hawthorne has a delta going to 2,500 feet. So we're going to do a pretty steep climb here. We should have no problems getting to 2,500 feet before we get to Hawthorne. But we may have to ask Torrance for a frequency change so we can get to Hawthorne pretty quickly. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. Okay, so we're on the ground here. We're in Hawthorne, or we're at Torrance, I should say. We do not need to contact clearance because there is no clearance at Torrance. Give me a second here to get Sky Vector set up. Or not Sky Vector, or flight. As I've started talking, everybody's left. KVNY, KSNA. Torrance to Van Nuys to... Yep, okay, happy with that. I mostly just care about being able to see airspaces here. Okay. Close that. Edit, close all these guys. 1, 2. Add plate, Torrance, diagram. Add plate, John Wayne, diagram. This is going to be for the Cat 10. Okay, let's just pull the parking brake. Let's get this plane started. Did I miss anything? Then yeah, I know. I'm doing the King. I'm doing this in the King Air. The only way I could make this worse is if I were doing this in the Epic E1000 or something that flew just a little bit faster. The only restriction on the mini route is that you must not be in a turbojet. You can definitely, like, Peter Gray has done the mini route in a Dash 8 Q400 before. Yeah, non-turbojet. We're in turboprop though. We're fine. Okay. Arm those. We'll leave power on there. Engine igniters are off. And props to feather. Fuel cutoff is good. Throttle is off. Happy with those. Turn on the nav lights. Beacon, tail flood. Happy there. All the heats are off. Bleeds are off. Bar is on. Parking brake is set. Okay, let's start engine number 2. Start her up. Keep an eye on the gauge here. There we go. Electrician, welcome aboard, sir. J Bob, welcome aboard to you. Munt 23, first time on the stream. Love the videos. Welcome aboard, my friend. Good to see you. Happy Friday to all of you guys. Thank you all for coming out and joining me tonight. Okay, igniter off there. Engine number 2 coming on, or engine number 1, I should say, coming on. There we go. Engine's ignited. How many flights am I doing? This is going to be my last flight tonight. The next CAT rating is going to just be a VFR flight from Los Angeles down to San Diego. Might do that on my own time. But I've done 2 already. Have we done 2? Yeah, we've done basically 3 now. But I do have 1 more to do. Avionics off. Gen 1, Gen 2 on. Avionics back on. Happy with that. Condition lever to full. Or, sorry, prop lever to full. We all closed up here? Great. And we do not have the weather. There is no weather here. So we will tell him negative weather. Okay, cross you. We are in Torrance. We're at transient. Let's do a quick check on the flight controls. Everything is good there. Free and clear. 1 notch in the flaps. Taxi lights can come on. Okay, so Torrance ground. 120.9er. I just lie and say we have the weather. And I could dial in the ATIS here. 25.6. See what the X-Plane ATIS gives us. Once I scroll through these 11 billion frequencies. Did I log into PilotEdge?
Torrance/Zamperini Field
Yeah.
Information Uniform. 000 Zulu weather.
Uniform.
Wind light and variable. Visibility more than 10. Sky clear. Temperature 25. Dew point 0. Altimeter 3003. Arriving and departing runways 29 right, 29 left.
So we got that. 20.9er. Tower north is going to be 133.07. 33.07. I am on PilotEdge. This is the Coronado C90. Torrance Tower 133075. Is that going to be 133.0 or 133.01? I have no idea how to dial up that tower frequency. At all. Anyway. Let's go ahead and get moving. Get out of here. We can do the non-movement thing all the way over to that taxi sign right there. Figure out where we're at. I think it's going to be Foxtrot right there. The Coronado C90 is by Coronado. It's a King Air C90. King Air C90 is the type of plane. And it's made by Coronado. Alright. Echo. Torrance ground. King Air 717 Tango Sierra is at Echo with the weather looking for a VFR departure to the north.
For 717 Tango Sierra, Torrance ground. Good evening. Runway 29er right. Taxi via Alpha Juliet.
29er right, Alpha Juliet, and this will be for the Cat 10 for 717 Tango Sierra.
Roger. Good luck on the Cat 10.
Thank you, sir. Alright, Alpha Juliet. Here's Alpha. Make a right turn here. Take it all the way to the end. And off we go. Six-pack is definitely a dying breed. Can the 1050 Ti run X-Plane? I have no idea, Tyler B. I don't know. I think some folks here have tried 1050 cards and have worked. But I don't know. 16 Right is an amazing documentary. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that, you absolutely should. Oh, man. Get all parched. Default C90 has been updated by Ben in 1050, and it's awesome. I actually haven't tried it. I should probably give that a whirl at some point. But yeah, no, I haven't messed around with that. What are my graphics? If you go to any one of my YouTube videos, youtube.com/Catstrator, I have a link to my graphics settings, and you can see them there. I would can't really pull them up right now since we're in motion. All right, hotel. So Juliet is next. I flew the 747 a few weeks ago, man. Gotta change it up, buddy. Gotta keep it different. Probably the next jet. Well, you're gonna see the Challenger 300 on Sunday, and then next Friday, I think we'll do the 757 before I leave for Thanksgiving for a week and a half. PilotEdge is an online flying network like VATSIM, only you pay for it and you get top-down coverage in SoCal. Okay. 130. I'm gonna assume that's the right frequency. Like, I don't know how to tune in 133.07. Like 133.075 is not a valid frequency for me. So we'll see what happens here. lights, taxi lights, strobes on, auto feathers on, ignition's on. Okay. Torrance Tower, King Air 717 Tango Sierra is holding short 29 right, heading northbound VFR.
King Air 717 Tango Sierra, Torrance Tower, good evening. Right turn on course is approved. Runway 29 right, clear for takeoff. 1310 at 6.
Clear for takeoff, 29 right on course, 717 Tango Sierra. Okay, so we're going to have Hawthorne Tower coming up next here really quickly. So we'll get them punched into Hawthorne's 121.1. Should have done it before I took the runway, but hey, you know. Multitask, guys, multitask. 21.1. Okay, here we go. 29 right identified. Let's get out of here. Keep an eye on those torques. Engines are stable. Green, green, green. Airspeed's alive. 80. Rotation. Positive rate. Gear. Go bring the flaps up. The goal now is to climb as quickly as possible to 2,500 feet. I do not want to go into Hawthorne's airspace. Torrance Tower, King Air 7 take us Sierra's request frequency change.
King Air 7 Tango Sierra, squawk altitude, and the frequency change is approved.
7 Tango Sierra. Squawk altitude, frequency change approved. Sync all that stuff up there, get the autopilot on. Hawthorne Tower, King Air 717 Tango Sierra is about 5 miles southwest, looking for a mini route northbound.
King Air 717 Tango Sierra, Hawthorne Tower, good afternoon. Squawk 5303.
5303, King Air 7 Tango Sierra. 5303. Let's go ahead and turn. We'll get ourselves established on this radial.
King Air 717 Tango Sierra, transition northbound is approved for the mini route.
Ooh,
remain outside
altitude,
the Los Angeles
altitude.
Bravo airspace until advised by LA Tower. Maintain VFR at 2,500 LA, altimeter 3004.
Mini route northbound transition approved, 2,500 and out of the Bravo till advised by LA Tower, 717 Tango Sierra. I forgot to hit Alt Select. That's a killer in these planes. Okay. Boy, we're off to a good start already. Getting myself established in this VOR here. $2,500. She should. Come on, plane.
Long Beach Tower, November 332.
You can't do this crap. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put the altitude in. Yeah. Okay. Everything is going super well, guys. Super, super well. There's the turn. LA Tower is going to be next.
Long Beach Tower,
contact LA Tower 119.8.
About 2 miles.
1987, take us here.
Number 332 Papa Sierra, runway 30, clear. Long Beach Tower, runway 30, clear low approach. Execute missed approach procedure as published, maintain VFR.
Alright, clear the low approach, then execute the published missed. 332 Papa Sierra, thank you, sir, appreciate it.
LA Tower, King Air 7 Tango Sierra, mini route northbound.
King Air 7 Tango Sierra, LA Tower, good evening. The altimeter 3004, cleared through the Los Angeles Bravo airspace by the mini route northbound, maintain VFR 2,500, UR radar contact.
Cleared mini route northbound, 2,500, 717 Tango Sierra. Whew, boy. That's the part where it just about all went wrong. We were approaching Los Angeles airspace very quickly.
332 Pop, yeah, roger.
Because I was an idiot and didn't have the frequency tuned in. I'm ready to go. All right, 21 20.0 is next for Santa Monica. We got this though. We're crossing the pair of numbers here. You basically cross like diagonally right over the two sets of numbers.
28-1.
And we're flying towards Santa Monica now. I'm going to go ahead and bring the speed up a bit here too. Only restriction is to stay under 200 knots. BZY, welcome aboard. We're flying over Mr. X's Los Angeles right now.
And that was Tower Corners with you on the ILS to my left.
King Air 7 Tango Sierra, leaving Los Angeles Bravo airspace radar service terminated. Contact Santa Monica Tower 120.1.
20.1, 7 Tango Sierra out of the Bravo. Santa Monica Tower, King Air 717 Tango Sierra's mini route northbound.
King Air 717 Tango Sierra, Santa Monica Tower. Good evening. Transition northbound is approved. Squawk and maintain VFR.
Transition northbound, squawk VFR, King Air 7 Tango Sierra.
Colt 1 Nellis Tower, good evening. You straight in or for the overhead?
1200. Okay.
And Colt 1, might as well practice your overhead.
We'll go ahead and cross out of here over Santa Monica.
Colt 1, roger.
We're going to bang ourselves northeast here. Head over that little mountain pass and make our way up to Van Nuys.
Brake at the numbers and
we are underneath a 5,000 foot shelf, so we couldn't climb if we need to, which I think we might actually have to. The mini route is, yeah, the mini route's a lot easier to do in a Cessna 172 or, you know, a glider. Did a real-life Bravo transition over Phoenix. That's pretty awesome, dude. I put in 120.1. I know. 20.1. That's Santa Monica Tower. Okay, so we crossed Santa Monica now. We're going to climb ourselves up to about 3,000 feet, get ourselves over this mountain ridge, start heading towards Van Nuys.
7 Tango Sierra, frequency change approved.
7 Tango Sierra.
And let's tell Colt 1's on the brake.
Colt 1, roger, check gear down, roll 201 left land.
Van Nuys, 19.3.
At 7.
2 on left clear to land with the gear down, Colt 1.
Making sure we stay out of the Bravo airspace here, 19.3. Out of the Bravo, out of the Charlie. Ooh, yeah, we gotta actually watch ourselves and stay out of the Charlie coming up here too. So we're gonna head out. We are gonna head a little west, climb to 3,000 feet. I'm cheating right now and using 4Flight to help me guide in. If I stay below 3,000, I'm actually below the Charlie. So we'll do that. Drop the speed. Still underneath Bravo, still got to go less than 200 knots. And 10 miles southeast of Van Nuys, we'll give them a call. Let me grab the weather. 300, 10 miles, clear, 2405. Do I have Van Nuys 19.3? No. Altitude, come on. Van Nuys Tower, King Air 717 Tango Sierra, 7 miles southwest inbound for a touch and go with the weather departing to the west. Cat 10.
King Air 7 Tango Sierra, Nice Tower. Good evening. Straight in runway 34 left, the altimeter 3005.
Well, that's a new one. Straight in 3-4 left, 7 Tango Sierra.
You won't get that often.
Okay. Well, we'll get ourselves on the extended center line for 3-4 left here. Let's go flaps 1. I do have Van Nuys in sight. So once we're on the go here, we're going to head off to the west. We're going to start climbing up to 5,500 feet. We'll give SoCal Approach a call and let them know that we're looking for a coastal route transition to the south.
King Air 7 Tango Sierra, runway 34 left, cleared touch, go. And left crosswind departures approved.
Cleared touch and go, left crosswind approved. Runway 34 left, 7 Tango Sierra.
And a wind 300 at 5.
Thank you, sir. Okay, gear
Colt
down.
1 taxi Bravo
down.
into the ramp. You can remain Bravo Golf into the ramp. Remain this frequency.
And gears down, 3 green. Flaps are set. Lights are set. Runway's in sight. How long is this extended threshold on this thing? Is there one? No, that's the edge of the runway right there, right at the end. Oh yeah, okay. I got pappies now. Do something that looks like it's straight in, you know. 1 white, 1 red. The altitude here is 802 feet, so we're going to climb to about 1,800 feet on the go, and then we'll make our left turn. Gonna speed back a little bit. 500. Check. The least stressful part, landing at Van Nuys on the wrong damn runway. Now, it'd be more interesting if we landed on 3-4 right. Right, I need to stop pulling the power back. That's why I keep sinking like that. Anyway, flaps up. Power set. Our speed. Rotate. Positive rate. Here. And we'll go flaps up. Okay, we need to watch out for the Charlie shelf that is above us. That's 3,000 feet. We can't climb through that until we're, until we're in touch with approach. We'll make our turn here to the west on the crosswind. So we need to stay below 3,000 feet now until we get clear of Van Nuys. Doing good. Things are going okay now. Markedly better than they were going before. You know, with the sim crashing and all. About 1,000 EGL right there. Okay, pull the speed back, power back. SoCal Approach will be next. As we stay below 3,000 feet, I think we're still passing. Whoops. 5,500. Just about clear the airspace. I'm cheating and using ForeFlight because I can. I'm sorry that I'm not looking at chat. Okay, and there we're clear. We're still in the Delta. Give that a few more minutes or a few more seconds here before we make the change. But we can go ahead and start climbing up to 5,500. I'm going to go ahead and sync up my heading bug. Pull that guy up there. Altitude, alt cell. Climb ourselves out in pitch mode. SoCal Approach is 134.2. $34.2. And we know that we got to tune into LAX next. So the coastal route's going to have us on
Emirates 21770 with me.
13.6.
Affirmative.
Emirates 217, runway 24 right, clear land.
Clear land, runway 24 right, Emirates 217.
SoCal approach, King Air 717 Tango Sierra with a VFR request. He'll give me a squawk code.
King Air 717 Tango Sierra, SoCal approach. Good evening, squawk 3110.
3110, King Air 7 Tango Sierra. 110. Give him a second. We are now above the Charlie for Van Nuys, so we're going to start making a right turn here, heading back towards, or above the Charlie for Burbank.
Number 717 Tango Sierra, radar contact 7 miles west of the Van Nuys VOR. Say altitude and your request.
Passing through 5,000, and we'd like to request the coastal route southbound 7 Tango Sierra. The LAX 323 is coming up.
Number 717 Tango Sierra, roger, remain clear of the LA Bravo airspace, and report established on the LAX 323 radial at 5,500, maintain VFR.
Maintain VFR, and we'll call the 523 radial inbound, or 323 radial inbound, 717 Tango Sierra. Alright, let's get ourselves turned around here. Basically, we're going to grab that radial before we get anywhere near Los Angeles airspace. That's the goal. 5,500 feet. That's not going to take us very long to get over there. Alright, keep our speed under 200 knots. I think we can actually, we can actually go above 200 knots for this section if we really want to. This is going to be a lot less stressful than that last one was, that's for sure. Okay, there's the radial. Let's do autopilot nav mode. Fly my plane for, oh, no, don't fly my plane for me. Okay. I wanted the reciprocal of 323 if I was going to actually fly off of nav mode. That's cool. We can use heading. No big deal.
Southwest 1672, contact Oakland Center 133.7. Good night.
Okay. SoCal approach, King Air 717 Tango Sierra is the 323 inbound at 5,500.
Number 7 Tango Sierra, perfect. Clear through the LA Bravo airspace via the coastal route southbound. Maintain VFR at 5,500. The LA altimeter 3004.
Clear to the coastal route southbound 5,500 VFR and 04 on the altimeter 7 Tango Sierra. Okay. Keep ourselves as close to that radial as we can.
Heavy cross runway 24 left and try to contact ground as you cross. It'll be 121.65.
Okay, we're doing it. We're doing it. This is probably the hardest of the cat ratings. Only because there's like a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of stuff to know.
Tell the 1672.
And it's like you're doing like pseudo IFR stuff here too.
To arrival. And stand by.
Tyler Nordes, good to see you, man. Welcome aboard. Happy Friday to you, Lieutenant Murphy. Happy Friday to you as well, Microsoft Gamer. Welcome aboard, sir. Happy Friday to all you guys.
Southwest 1672. Wait no longer. Monterey altimeter 3010.
Marcus is in a special mood tonight. Starting flight simulator training, or not flight simulator, starting flight training soon. Nice, man. Color me a bit jealous. Okay, so we're going to fly inbound on the 323 and then outbound on the 123 towards the Vincent Thomas Bridge. Basically, we're going to basically pointing ourselves here to the south end of the LAX field. These little flights are pretty awesome, though. I won't lie. It's kind of fun to have, you know, as Josh would say, to have a mission. And those don't look like SkyMax clouds. That almost looks like default stuff that's being popped in there, but it shouldn't be the case. That's a problem for another day. Have to do real world nonsense. All right, Mr. Spy. Have a good night, buddy. Thanks for joining us. Malone, I'm with you, man. I've only done the Discovery flight thus far. We'll get the real stuff in one of these days. Happy Thanksgiving, says Lieutenant Murphy. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you too, sir. I'm going to be out of town that week as well. I'll be gone from Saturday before to the Sunday after. So next Friday will be my last stream for a bit. And yeah, happy Thanksgiving, happy Veterans Day to all you guys too. Anybody who has served our country. Appreciate everything that you guys have done. Genuinely. Lieutenant Murphy, I never would have guessed that you were a veteran. Tyler Nordest, I'm using a joystick. I use an Cytec X55 Rhino. I thought about using a yoke, but it's not, I don't know. Yokes take up a lot of space. Like, I can use my desk really well here and fly this fake airplane without having to lose half of my desk to a damn yoke. Alright, 123 outbound. So we'll flip over to that here in a second.
7 Tango Sierra, contact SoCal approach 134.9er.
134.9 or 7 Tango Sierra? 34 9er. SoCal approach, King Air 717 Tango Sierra, 5,500 coastal route southbound.
King Air 717 Tango Sierra, SoCal approach. Good evening, LA, altimeter 3004.
04, 7 Tango Sierra. Alright, so we're in heading mode. Let's go and spin this radial around here. 123 is going to be our outbound radial. So we'll set the course to 123. And we'll wait till we cross that thing here once we get over Los Angeles. The actual VOR is right, I think in that area right there. Yeah, I think it's on the south side of the field. You can actually see them in X-Plane. But without knowing what I'm looking for or where it's at. No dice. One of my bucket list items is to fly one of these transitions over Los Angeles. That and like the Hudson route and, you know, shit like that. That seems like it'd be pretty sweet. Some think it's just a gamer tag. Yeah, fair point. Alright, coming up on that radial here in a second. Just crossing LAX. It's going to kind of... Out here is the bridge we're going to look for. But we will use the radial as a guide. Get station crossing here in a second, so we'll go ahead and start the turn now. Alright, so now we're past Los Angeles. There comes the turn. So we'll start turning into that sucker there. The winds are pretty calm up here, so I don't think we have to worry about a crab or anything. We do have some traffic here in front of us. And this is, I believe that's the bridge that we're, that area is what we're aiming for. That actually is the bridge that we're looking for. Yes, sir. That guy right there. Very easy to spot that stuff at night. I haven't gotten a screenshot this evening. I need a brighter screenshot than this, though. Problem. Do something like that. I can work with that in Photoshop. Yeah, we can work with that. Okay. We're cruising. How you guys doing tonight? You guys I didn't even ask everybody how their week was. I've been sitting here rambling about my week. Now you guys are talking about whatever you're talking about.
Cessna 688,
trying to get me to buy a yoke.
3004.
If I buy a yoke, it's going to be a super high quality yoke. Like, I think my next control investment is likely going to be a Thrustmaster Warthog or something similar. Okay, keep on heading down here. Pretty soon we're going to get cleared off this, cleared out of the Bravo, and then we'll get ready to head over to John Wayne. Go say hi to our controllers at John Wayne and call it a night. If I want an extra side tech yoke, I can have it. Nah, I'm cool, man. I honestly don't have room to put a yoke on my desk. Like, I already have so much crap that's on here. The yoke I don't think is going to cut it. Or make the cut, I should say. Oh.
Number 2 Pops here. How will the approach terminate?
Pilot Man 1122, welcome aboard, my friend. You did join a little late. Coming in for the last leg here. We just did the Cat 8, 9, and 10 ratings. So we're on the Cat 10 right now.
And plus 2 Pops here. Everything's contact John Wayne Tower 126.
With any luck, we're still passing. That's the bridge right there. Okay. Is it?
Here 717 Tango Sierra. Contact SoCal approach 128.1.
128.1. King Air 717 Tango Sierra.
Southwest 1672, contact NorCal approach 127.15.
I got a yawn, and then we can do the next part. I'm getting real tired, guys. It's cool, though. SoCal approach, King Air 717 Tango Sierra is 5,500, coastal route southbound.
November 717 Tango Sierra, SoCal approach, John Wayne altimeter 3003.
037 Tango Sierra.
And November 7 Tango Sierra, now clear of the Los Angeles Bravo airspace, resume all navigation, maintain VFR, advise we have the weather for John Wayne.
Clear the Bravo, and we'll go grab the weather, 7 Tango Sierra. I didn't tell him I was going to John Wayne, but I think he kind of figured it out.
Southwest 1672,
2403, 10 mile visibility, Q clouds 25,000, 23 Celsius, altimeter is 3005. 05. And we're probably going to have to call the Huntington Beach Pier here pretty soon. We're also going to want to start descending too. Getting ourselves down to about 2,000 feet. Lookout approach, King Air 717 Tango Sierra has a weather, John Wayne.
Number 7 Tango Sierra, roger, thanks. Are you familiar with Huntington Beach Pier?
Affirmative.
Number 7 Tango Sierra, overfly Huntington Beach Pier to the right traffic, runway 20 right. Report over the pier.
Huntington Beach Pier for right traffic for 20 right, and we'll call the pier 7 Tango Sierra.
And Southwest 1672, check frequency on NorCal 127.15.
Okay, so the pier is right around here. I don't think it's actually drawn in the sim. I'll be able to see it with the photo reel though. But it's kind of in this area right here. Not too far away. I got a 4-flight 2. I'm going for about 2,000 feet. Or probably 20. We'll probably do 2,500 feet. Make sure we're clear of all the stuff. Basically pointed at the pier right now. I'm assuming Tower is going to be next. So John Wayne Tower is 19.9er.
NorCal.
We'll get that.
Change my frequency 127.15.
And I don't want the flight director on anymore. But I can't actually turn the flight director on, can I? Okay. We're stuck with the flight director then.
Roger, thanks.
It's getting dark in here.
Number 2 Pops here, contact John Wayne Tower 126.8.
Turn some of these down a little bit. It's good enough. Just just want to be able to see these instruments. We're gonna plan for right downwind for 20 right. Perfect. Okay, what do we got? We got the field. Still waiting to call the pier though. About 4 miles out from that. Does it actually show up in my photo reel? Yeah, there it is right there. So you can kind of see it in the photo reel. The pier doesn't stick out in the water there. It's probably too dark on the stream though to come through. Yeah. Hopefully you guys can see better now. I can read the stuff on the stream, so I'm assuming you guys can too. This is why we don't do a lot of night flying, okay? And SoCal approach King Air 717, take us stairs over the pier.
Air 7 Tango Sierra, thanks. Contact John Wayne Tower 126.8.
26.8, 7 Tango Sierra. Have a great night.
Santa Barbara ground eclipse. 901 Papa Alpha looking for clearance over to Van Nuys with the weather.
Got some traffic down and just landed.
Eclipse 901 Papa Alpha, request standby.
John Wayne Tower, King Air 717, Tango Sierra, just crossing Huntington Pier, inbound full stop.
King Air 717 Tango Sierra, John Wayne Tower. Good evening and a right downwind, runway 20 right, the altimeter 3003 and report midfield.
Right downwind 20 right, and we'll report midfield 717 Tango Sierra. Okay. Let's get ourselves down to 1,500 feet.
Number 332 Papa Sierra, cross runway 20 left at Hotel Taxi Alpha to the ramp. You can remain this frequency.
20 left,
Get ourselves 1 notch of flaps here. Just a little bit of drag so we don't feel quite so light on the, heavy on the throttle.
Eclipse 91 Papa Alpha, just verify equipment suffix for me.
Slang off.
Going down for 1,500 feet.
Number 91 Papa Alpha, thanks. Clear to the Van Nuys Airport. Fly runway heading. Radar vectors Henner. Victor 186 Fillmore.
Oh man, I'm all parched tonight.
Fernando 7
I can hear it in my voice too.
3,000. Expect 1,000 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 120.55, squawk 6055.
Haven't seen D Corb. Actually, yeah, we haven't seen Mr. Corb tonight.
Right, Eclipse
He's probably still hung over from Tuesday.
Yeah, radar vectors Henner.
It sounded like he was feeling a little worse for wear in the old Discord server.
On departure, flight 3000, expect 1,000 5 minutes after departure frequency 120.55.
All right, there's pattern altitude, roughly.
Eclipse 901 Papa Alpha, reback is correct. Expect runway 25.
Oh, I'll tell you though, one thing about I may not like streaming these night flights too much, but it is cool flying in here at night. Like the lights look real good, except when they pop in like that. John Wayne Tower, King Air 717, Tango Sierra's midfield.
King Air 7 Tango Sierra, thanks. Runway 20 right, clear to land. Wind is calm.
Clear to land, runway 20 right, King Air 717, Tango Sierra.
Sunway ground, good evening. Scaling November 2014 X-ray, holding short
Set
mic.
my course up there a little bit.
Custom weather, and we are for Cat 4. Request taxi.
All right. Keep ourselves at pattern altitude here.
Tower, November 252 Yankee Papa.
Looking for the numbers, which are right there. So gear flaps.
Requesting full stop.
Pull the power.
Or 2014 X-ray San Luis ground.
Bring the nose down.
Taxi via mic.
25 via mic, November 2014 X-ray.
Or 252 Yankee Papa, El Monte Tower. Make straight.
Not going to take long for us to get in at this rate.
Make straight in for runway 19er.
Baby!
And over 25 Yankee Papa. Just make sure your transponder's on squawking altitude, please.
Okay, gears down, 3 green flaps are set. Lights are set. We have the runway, we have the clearance. Make sure I actually got 20 right there. I do. About to crash this plane in the process.
Wind is calm, runway 19er, clear to land.
Clear to land,
There's
runway
base.
19er, 252
Got the lead-in lights. Go ahead and start the flight in here. Start the turn, I should say. Aiming for about 90 to 100 knots. 500. So make the turn in here. Roll her out. We should see, of course, all white lights. Why wouldn't there be? Why wouldn't we be high? I don't know, Ty. Because that just wouldn't be fun. Okay, don't cut the power this time.
Bakersfield Tower, Charlie Fox or Golf Romeo. I'm just gonna turn over to departure. That's okay.
Oh, still didn't do it right. The sight
Charlie
picture
Fox, Golf,
feels like I'm a lot lower than I really am.
You can make that frequency change on your own.
Roger, on to departure. Thank you. Charlie Fox or Golf Romeo.
Okay, what do we got here? Turn off to me.
Showing clearance, Baron 985, Golf Sierra, Baron 58 with you at signature east, looking for VFR departure to the west. We have the weather.
And you back.
985 Golf Sierra, return request, am I?
You back. You back. Where the hell are we? We're on golf.
King Air 7 Tango Sierra. Looks like you made golf there. Taxi Bravo to the ramp. Can remain this frequency. Pass on the Cat 10. You are running out of ratings.
And we'll taxi via Bravo, your frequency. And I know, one more to go. That's gonna have to wait though. 7 Tango Sierra. Have a great night.
Harry, you too, taxi. Yeah.
Let's park it right over here. Gangster park it right here. You know what? I'm leaving all my lights on. I'm leaving all my lights on. I'm going to point it at that plane. We're going to stop, and that's it.
Fly heading 240.
All right, and we'll leave all the lights on too, or all the engines and whatnot.
Departure frequency
down. PilotEdge disconnect. That's Cat 10 in the books. All right, that's good. That's good. We'll watch the replay on that, and call it a night there. So toggle replay mode. My favorite part of X-Plane. When it works. You feel like you're sitting so much higher. Or so much higher than you really are. But see how it looks. Level her off there to 3-point. I should have flared. Yeah, that's right. I mean, it wasn't bad. But I do feel like I should have flared a bit more there. That might have been the best landing of the night, though, still. Might have been the best landing of the night. Side text, good to see you, man. Happy Friday, Tyler. I mean, I'll take that. Whatever. That's cool. Didn't expect to be flying the Coronado C90 tonight, that's for sure. One more off the wing here. Oh, that dude. That looks real nice. That looks real nice. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolute pleasure. I want to thank you guys all for joining me this evening, spending your Friday night with me. We will be back on Sunday afternoon around 1 o'clock, a little bit before 1 o'clock Eastern time. And it should be fun. I'm going to go probably watch, let's see, we got Jeff spotting. We got Airsim Gaming doing whatever he does. RA Flyer still raising money for the kids. And Cirrus Max probably where I'm going to head. Go watch him fly the E1000. So guys, thank you all so much for joining me tonight. It's been a blast. We'll hopefully see you on Sunday. If not, we'll see you next Friday. Or maybe sometime this week. I don't know. For sure next Friday. So have a great weekend, guys. Toodles. Where's the music at? See you guys.